The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions.
Panther fans unite! My name's Tony Dunn. Cody Lashney, how you doing? CK's in the house. How you doing, my friend? The Stat Daddy.
But I think Derrick Brown, hey man, he deserves that dab on him. Big.
Dab on him, Phil Snow. Dab on him.
All the same, yeah, 100%. We can just
Mine is going to go to the fullback. I'm going to dump on the Richie guy. Dab on him, Shaq.
I'm going to put the towel on Matt Rule.
Y'all took all the good ones.
Only one postgame roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers postgame show.
Christian McCaffrey. Who? What? The Carolina Panthers, 21-3, stomp down. PJ Walker going 10 of 11, dropping dimes down the field, toe tapping DJ Moore for a touchdown. I'm trembling. Boy, the Carolina Panthers win 21-3 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No one saw it coming, least of all Tom Brady and those Succaneers. But the Carolina Panthers somehow are the only NFC South team to win this week. And with a win over the Atlanta Falcons next week, could be in the lead for the division. It could not. It's insane, folks. I thought this. I was dreading this post-game show, but there could be nothing better than ECU with an upset, with the Pirates with an upset. Prize pick money coming in. Jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle. Boy, Tony Dunn is here and he's pumped, and I'm ready to talk it up, chat it up with Cody Lashney, my wheel man, and I'm about to move myself up into my spot.
Oh, let me do it for you. Yeah, man. Actually, let me move everybody.
Yeah, let's get right.
I feel like, I got my top right corner. I made a home up here. But hell yeah, the Panthers fucking won today, baby. Let's go. Dude, I don't even give a damn about the tank. We're going to have a discussion about these college quarterbacks in passing, I'm sure. I don't think that there is a true standout number one anyway. But either or, we got a W today. We kicked Tom Brady and his ass. And you're right, Tony. Christian McCaffrey, who? Because we damn sure don't need him, man. You know what? Just like we don't need Baker Mayfield, because we got PJ the Walker Wonder throwing some dots. Dude, I'm telling you, man, the Carolina Panthers had a tremendous performance today. And you already know that we're going to have this discussion, this victory session today instead of a therapy session with the best damn Panther fans in all of YouTube. You already know them and love them. It's our man, Drew. Always Monday, Chris Mortensen, Dexter Henderson, Hemlock, JD864, John Jenkins, Joshua Hall, Lawrence Trevette, Money Making, Michael Johnson, Panther Pickle, Joe Riolano himself in the building, and my man Tin Tizzy. Tony Dunn, we got the W today, baby. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's roll.
I didn't think this was going to be the case, CK.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be a smackdown of smackdowns, but it turns out Madden Simulation knew something special.
Right. And sure we can talk to Tom Brady missing people, and you could say that, but I'm missing with that shit right now. Right now, my main thing is I thought I would be more upset if we won. I am ecstatic with the way that this turned out. And guys, I'm going to hate this team because they're giving me hope again. We're one game out of the lead for the NFC South. Somehow, this team is still in it to win it now. And Steve Wilks may have just put his name in the candidacy for that head coaching position at the end of the year that many people don't think he had a shot at. So I'm super thrilled with what we saw today.
Greg, I'm going to I'm going to enjoy this moment. I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to soak it up. But I don't know if that really means that we're much different of a team than we were just 4 days ago.
Here we are.
Right.
We did put together finally a complete game, except for I got something mean to say to Cody in just a second. But can you try to temper my expectations, please, or should we just like go ballistic right now?
I definitely don't think we should go ballistic. I mean, there are things to look forward to. Like the team actually looked like a team that knew what it was doing today. The drive, the third touchdown drive, where it was only like 6 plays, and that's the first drive all year we've had that looked like a football team playing like a football team, which is something good to look forward to. But I'm with you. I'm going to temper my expectations. We only play 2 teams with a winning record the rest of the season. That's something to look forward to. But it could be bad for us to beat bad teams and be in a bad position in the draft. I don't know. All I know is I'm watching Christian McCaffrey right now for the San Francisco 49ers. He has 2 rushes for almost 20 yards. And I was smart. And I picked up Deontay Foreman in my fantasy league at the beginning of the year, assuming Christian McCaffrey was going to get injured. Never did, but now that he's gone, I got him in the lineup because he's going to have a lot of carries. So I would say temper the expectations. This was, I don't want to say a one-off because it looks like if we play this way, we'll win at least a few more games this year. But we're not going to be anywhere ready to compete for a title team.
Get your butts in here, Panther fans. Get in that chat room. Smash the thumbs up button. Call into the show at 252-228-5098. That's 252-228-5098. Tell us, should we get hyped for the rest of the season? Are the Panthers about to reel off 11 in a row and go deep in the playoffs? Actually, should we be happy just for the moment and believe that, hey, we got to make Tom Brady's life suck for the day and maybe ruin some Buccaneers afternoons? Should we look and be excited for next week in the future as we take on the Atlanta Falcons and what could be a turnaround moment for this team in the season? Or should we be sad that we might be falling out of the number 1 pick race? Luckily, the Commanders won today too, so I think we're probably right around where we need to be. We need to see where did the Lions fall today is the question. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go ahead and jump into this show, guys. Right off the bat, PJ Walker going crazy in this game. What are you over there and about? What are you
it's a happy sigh of relief, man.
Didn't sound like one.
Listen, no, but hey, I don't care what it sounded like. Dude, today I feel good. Look, I'm not going to live in the future. I'm not going to live in the past. Dude, it feels good to watch the Panthers look like a competent football team, damn it. I'm not going to pretend I didn't like that. I don't want to temper my expectations. I'm not thinking about the playoffs. I'm not thinking about the Super Bowl or any of that dumb shit. I'm just happy that my team looked good today. A couple points were proven. You never, ever, ever need to pay top dollar for a running back. And Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard showed you why.
Oh, my God.
This team was able to run the football. Bradley Bozeman in one game looked way better at center than Pat Elflein has all year. I don't give a damn about what PFF says. We were able to muscle around that Tampa Bay defensive line. And, dude, I'm telling you, man, like, we found a spark today. We found something that we had been missing that we all knew that we were capable of. We do have a damn good defense. Brian Burns is the fucking man. Derrick Brown is tossing people around. Like, now you're finally starting to see the work pay off for these young players that have been putting in work. And then we can also talk about this. Tom Brady has father time tapping his ass right on the shoulder. because there were so many plays that could have been made, but Tom Brady looked every bit of a 45-year-old dude who doesn't even want to be playing football anymore, dude. Today's a good day. I'm fucking happy. And you can't get me off this vibe, bro. I'm fucking on.
I don't agree. I thought Tom Brady was slinging it, dude. I thought Tom Brady was slinging it. He was off on a couple of plays. He had some drops on some couple of plays. We got lucky on some couple of plays. But, I mean, it's not like he looked like Baker Mayfield out there.
No.
Dude, whatever, man. He's fucking
Probably
old.
threw it. How many times?
Sucks.
I want to see.
This is a bad team. Look, we can finally talk some shit. Tampa Bay looked like a bad fucking team.
They're not a good team.
Their ass all up and down the field.
Well, they, you know what? This is the performance that we thought that Carolina was going to be able to have throughout the season. We just thought it would be with Baker Mayfield at quarterback that we were going to be playing this type of game, a game where the defense played well enough. The team ran the ball well enough, made some plays with DJ Moore, right? I wonder if this is no Robbie Anderson. Is that addition by subtraction with this team?
Absolutely.
100%.
Go on, Greg.
No, I'm just agreeing. That's removing a cancer from a team. It's like taking a tumor out right there with Robbie Anderson. We got the same production that we would have got without him being there sulking and whining and cussing out coaching staff.
How about this?
Telling fans how to fan.
We got better production from our receiving core, and we got better production from our running backs. We had 169 rushing yards. The one, that's nice as fuck. But number two, you get rid of the guys that were supposed to be your absolute weapons that are supposed to be dicing opposing defenses, and they really hadn't been doing that. Now, granted, they were in a good situation, but Terrace Marshall Jr. made some plays. Tommy Tremble got a touchdown. Like, all of a sudden, when you start playing your young players and give them the reps needed to learn the NFL game, well, you know, they start to develop as young players do. It's so
well, you can't develop if you don't play. Right, and so I don't understand the Terrace Marshall conundrum has been one of the biggest question marks coming out of the Matt Rule era, and one that we will in 4 or 5 years be searching if we remember his name. If we remember his name, we'll be searching for answers about what was really going on. This whole doesn't practice well, plays well, practices well, doesn't play well, whatever that nonsense is. DJ Moore got in the game, though, today. Back to normal. Go ahead and expect this DJ Moore to be on another team next week. I'm telling you, we did it with Christian McCaffrey last week. DJ Moore. Sayonara, son.
I don't think we trade now.
No, we're not. We're not going to trade him. It wouldn't financially be wise to us. But look, I do what right, and we're going to go to those super chats in 1 second. Yep. Is a Foreman non-existent in this offense all season long? I know you need to get rhythm as a running back. It's hard to come in and just have one carry and be like, oh, he didn't do anything. He had 118 yards today.
Yes, he did.
I mean, he reeled off a 60-yarder, but that was his longest run he's ever had. His longest run, which is crazy because I thought I saw him maybe with a 4. I guess I saw him with one big run last year in Tennessee. But that was a tough run too. He broke 2 tackles and then shed off like some ankle tackles and almost went to the house.
It's almost like Matt Rule was fucking incompetent for keeping him off the field and for keeping Bradley Bozeman.
How did Ben McAdoo change this up so much?
You know,
what's going on? Did Ben McAdoo? Ben McAdoo's been a problem. Well, he's been a problem all season. Some people say that we've over embellished him as a problem, and like the players just miss plays out there. But over the last 2 games, he's actually done what he didn't do the first 4 games, which is strange. I just almost find it strange, to be honest. I'm not ready to compliment him. I don't know. I feel like that's weird too. I don't feel like the head coach can hold the offensive coordinator back.
I mean, if we say that he has full control, then I mean that's full control. Maybe he says before the game, this is what happens no matter what. We don't know what happens behind the scenes, but I just know that since Matt Rule left, there's been a lot of changes in Carolina, and we've already matched the wins that we had in his first 4 tries. You know?
All right.
Let me just read these super chats.
Yeah, let's
real
go
quick
to
so
it.
I don't forget them. Our boy, and look, he said he wasn't going to watch no more games. And then look what happened. And look what happened. He said, enjoy the win, but don't play yourself. This is a mirage. PJ ain't playing like that every week, and they ain't winning the division. Hey, you are not pissing on my cornflakes espresso, but thank you for the $4.99. And even if this says something bad too, it don't matter. Funny when quarterbacks play well, the offense plays well. And yeah, like, dude, you have to give PJ Walker his credit, right?
Yeah.
We've always talked about the big arm, that he does have the cannon, that he does have the propensity to push the ball downfield, that he is willing to throw deep downfield. And for such a long time, it's been a missing component to our game. Dude, now I'm hoping this. Now I'm hoping that if the Panthers can at least get good enough to give Matt Corral a chance next year, dude, I'm fucking geeking, bro. That's my dreams. And whether or not it happens, to me, I would love that for that to happen. And, have the potential of Matt Corral being the guy in this offense.
I'm telling you, this is exactly what PJ Walker can do. He didn't play well. I mean, he played well, but like he's played like this before,
right?
For the Carolina Panthers, he didn't do anything exceptional. This is the whole thing. Is we just made a couple of plays this week. Mm-hmm. That was it. We made a couple of plays this week. You threw the Tommy Tremble touchdown, the DJ Moore toe tap touchdown, and he didn't turn the ball over. Really, I think this was a story of while the Panthers played a solid game, right? I don't know if they were fantastic. I think the concern, if I'm a Bucs fan, is like, what's going on here? Is like nothing can go right. Is that Mike Evans dropping the big pass right off the gate, bobble, which that could have changed the whole temperament of this game right away. Sure. If you're trying to come back like that, the Panthers right now with PJ Walker are built for playing ahead. They can't. You can't sit here and be like down. Like we were up 14. What was it? 14-0.
14-0. Yeah.
If the roles would have been reversed, right? If we were down 14-0, it would have been a 35-0 shellacking. Mm-hmm. But Tom Brady, if you're thinking he could bring that team back, not in this case. So look, is the offense played like a football team? That's what they did. They finally, all we did was finally see an offense that just did crap. Like, by the way, CK, I stayed up too late last night playing Warzone. Mm-hmm. And I played the small map. First of all, 2 things happened. The night before I won, and I was the last person. Isn't that crazy?
Nice.
And last night I went 12-4 on the small map. Bro, I did a thing. That's what the Panthers offense did today. They did a thing. That was it. And nothing is exceptional. But good God, it felt like we won the damn Super Bowl. The Bucs, though, falling apart. Nothing can go right for them.
They should panic right now.
Yeah. What do the Carolina Panther? What do you guys feel, Carolina Panther fans? We want to know your thoughts. The number's 252-228-5098. Is this game a mirage, as my bastard son Kev White Chocolate Espresso said? Is this something to just savor in the moment, like a good meal when you're hungry and you're just feeling now fed, right, fulfilled? Or do we hope that the Carolina Panthers do some cool stuff just to put some fight in themselves and maybe even crazily play themselves out of that number 1 quarterback? And Cody Lashley can be like, oh, well, we got him on the roster, Matt Corral. The number's 252.
Absolutely.
252-228-5098. Don't forget, you can be a C3 super fan. If you look for the little join button, just $1.99 a month helps grow this show, and we have been growing tremendously. We want your excitement. We want to get these views up. Be a friend, tell a friend. Go share this link to this show right now on social media and get your butts in the calls. Cody, I want to go ahead and jump into some calls before we just get too deep talking into this. Let's hear what the fans got to say. Oh, I put him on the spot too much. I should have prepped him that I was going to go to that. But
so what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like.
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
Win. Yes, this is the Panthers team I've been waiting to see. Finally, we got some type of hope. We went out there playing our hearts out. Got on, put pressure on Tom Brady. That's the stuff I want to see from the Carolina Panthers. And, season not over, hopefully we start winning. I think we're probably going to win next Sunday game. But, I like to see this. Give me some type of hope that, we're still in there. Keep pounding them out.
Shout out Noah.
Noah. He's happy. Little Noah, we've been
good.
worried about him for so long.
Mm-hmm.
David Tepper. You know what? I bet you David Tepper's going to show up at Noah's house and be like, I'm here to take you to school now after the win. Tony's been trying to get David Tepper to take him to school on Monday morning after all these losses. This joker probably going to show up after this win and be like, hey, I brought music to Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
But let me just say this, man. That's why forget looking at the ins and outs of whether we lost a draft pick or whatever. That's why today was good, because you gave young fans like Connor and Noah and Tim's daughter, you
and
give
Tony.
all these fans a reason to go crazy, to cheer, man. Brian Burns sat Tom Brady. Dude, we had some good things going today. Hey, you have to take these W's when you get them, man.
Do you know what I think the best part about this is that we were told that we didn't have a winning culture and never had a winning culture. And I think that with Tepper with the players we got rid of and us coming through and winning this game shows that we do have a winning culture in Carolina. Like, players want to win.
That's cool.
And it's just a slap in the face kind of to David Tepper, who never believes we've had a winning culture before.
Is this really about the Panthers or is this about the Bucs?
The Panthers. About both.
The Panthers.
Yeah, we're
is
a Panthers
this a trap
podcast.
game?
It's about the Panthers,
both.
bro. This is about the Panthers.
It wasn't a trap.
It was
Not
a trap
trap
game. I think it was, but I think you've also seen the Bucs not being as good as in previous years. I think that has a lot to do with their offensive line being less than ideal. Currently with the losses they saw in free agency to the people that they've lost to injury, they're certainly hurting as an offense. But their defense, even today, was missing two of their starting cornerbacks with Carlton Davis and Sean Murphy-Bunting. They had missed Akeem Hicks, so their pass rush wasn't necessarily getting home as easily as maybe they were previously. They're missing a lot of leaders on that defense that they had over the past, 5 or 6 years, really. So I think there's a mixture of both, but right now the Panthers came in here and they did the things. Even when we were facing bad teams before, we didn't look as dominant as we did today.
We did this without J.C. Horn. We did this without Jeremy Chin. And I'm going to tell you.
Keep on naming them. The people.
Who else? Ionitis.
Christian McCaffrey.
Who?
Robbie Anderson.
Who? I don't even know who that is.
I've never
heard this name before.
Life.
I know. Wash. No, I'm wishing the best for Christian McCaffrey. In fact,
he's already balling out.
I need to flip the game on.
They're already giving him the ball, and he's looking fucking magical.
Good.
Yeah. What did he have so far?
I don't know the numbers.
2 for 20, I think.
Dude,
still just that?
Okay. Yeah.
I wish they would do. Amazon Prime needs to take over all the games, and they could put little stats up like all the time on if you're watching on the internet. It's cool.
Yeah.
I got to say one person though who was there and is a difference maker, and I think we got him under contract next year too.
Lubu!
dude, he is for real. He is a legit just playmaker, man. He's just involved. He's there. I want to give myself a lot of credit for not ever giving up on Derrick Brown. I want every single person to go back and watch every episode of the C3 Panthers podcast and find one time where this dude shat on him. Nope. Not even when they sat him last year. I even thought that was Matt Rule trying to be a fool.
He's a fool, and don't I know
I knew it. I knew it. I learned my lesson. I don't learn a lot of lessons, guys, but I learned it with my man. Oh God, and his name just escaped me. Who was the guy that the other defensive tackle, the Samoan Hawaiian guy we had? No,
Star Latulele.
Star Latulele. I learned my lesson with Star Latulele to not underappreciate a guy who might not get all the sacks, but's always available, always there, and just causing pressure, wreaking havoc. It might not Derrick Brown's that dude. Oh, man, he is shining. Luvu, Brown, Burns. I think if we could just build straight up the middle, Chin, Luvu, Brown, if you added a top flight linebacker to this core, woo! Get JC Horn back out there.
Yeah.
Dude, this defense is on the precipice. They're two players away from being like an insanely good defense.
And look how great the Robbie Anderson trade was in hindsight. Fitterer got our entire draft back next year. Like, literally, we didn't have so many picks, and we've got all of them back now. Like, now we have the ammunition that we need. And by the way, let's add some context to this discussion. Before the game today, everybody wakes up to Twitter saying the Carolina Panthers had an offer from one team for 2 first-round picks of Brian Burns. And
no, that's not what it said.
Yeah, it said that one of the. Yes, it was. Get it straight, Tony.
It said they got an offer for 2 first-round picks.
Yes, they turned down an offer for 2 first-round picks from one team, and the Carolina Panthers held fast, and they said, "Nah, you know what? Brian Burns is a bridge too far. We're not getting rid of him," and they didn't. And you know what, man? Like, in hindsight, we got to give Fitterer his credit, man. I think this past week and a half or more, he has handled things incredibly. And I think that now we're in a good position to really see what kind of team and what kind of young players we have.
How do you turn down 2 first, though?
I mean,
think about that, though. How do you actually turn that? I mean, look, I like Brian Burns, but the dude ain't never even had over 10 sacks. Yes. Is he the only pass rusher we have? Yes. Is he going in? I mean, like, do you have the 5th-year option next year? Yes. Could you franchise tag him after that? I guess yes. I don't know. 2 first, though?
You really thought I was lying?
No. What I'm saying is this. It's not that I don't. I have a hard time believing.
Philadelphia had 2 first-round picks this year, and they were rumored to be in the running for Brian Burns.
I have a hard time believing that this organization at this moment could turn that down. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that they could literally say no to that type of offer.
What if it was the Kansas City Chiefs that offered us 2 first-round picks? You have to think both of those are probably in the latter half of the top 20.
Doesn't matter. Draft. You could turn those into a top 10 pick, though.
The only pick that would have been worth getting is if Philadelphia gave us both of their first-round picks this year. And they have the Saints, which also would have been a top 10 pick. So the Panthers could have had 3 picks in the draft if it was indeed them for that amount of compensation.
Exactly.
I kind of think it wasn't. And Fitterer said, "No, it's not worth having to."
We would have the 33rd pick if we were number 1 in the draft. We'd have the 1st, the 33rd. You add in a late first from this trade, and then you get a first next year. You could turn You could turn those three late, that 33 and those two, that late first and then that future first into like a top 10 pick.
Yeah, dude, but look,
I'm sorry. I just have a hard time believing that somebody could called up and said, we'll give you 2 firsts. And they said, you know what? We good.
Hey, take it up with Joe Person and Adam Schefter, man.
No, I said, Len said it was Roaring Riot. But do I sound crazy for that? All right, maybe.
No, you don't.
No,
I think it sounds crazy too, to be honest with you. I mean, look, I was not happy with the compensation we got for CMC, to be truly honest. I think there's no way we don't get a first round pick, at least 1 first round pick for him. The only thing that made me happy about that is with what we got, we could turn that into another first round pick. You know, anything can happen. I showed y'all that draft the other day, that mock draft where we picked second, we picked Bryce Young, then we trade DJ Moore to Green Bay and we pick up a wide receiver, and then we traded Brian Burns to Seattle. We had 3 first round picks, and we picked up that offensive lineman from Alabama, Paris Johnson, whatever his name is, or not Alabama, Ohio State. So I mean, anything can happen, and people are just brainstorming all kinds of crazy shit right now, to be honest with you.
I like this comment from Tyler Jones. He said the Panthers leaked this story. I mean, they had to.
I mean,
of course. Actually, who else? What the other team said? Oh, we offered
the whole week it was being reported that teams were calling interested in Brian Burns. So this is not far fetched to me, especially if you're a team like Philadelphia. You already have Hassan Reddick. Now you're going to add a Brian Burns. Like, that team is fucking disgusting if that's the case. So yeah, if you think you're going to contend this year and you're going to get the end of Brian Burns' rookie contract and the 5th-year option you picked up on him, why wouldn't you do that?
I don't believe the offer is not true.
It's not
what
that
I believe is saying no is I don't believe the team said no.
Yeah.
But
it's still late picks.
Look, let's shame them. Shush.
They are. They're like
They
back
are, but-
half of the first round. Most people consider them to be, second round picks anyway. So, But hey, real quick shout out to Ross Gold for the $2 love bomb. He says, "Do we still want Brian Leftwich?" Dude, how about this? Right now, let's just be where our feet are. We got a W today. I'm saying
No, we don't want Byron Leftwich. We didn't want him in the
Steve Wilks.
first place.
Steve Wilks, I think today gave the Panthers. I know in context it might not mean a whole bunch, but one of the best wins that the Panthers have had in a number of years, considering everything that this team has gone through in recent time, man. But look, today's not even a therapy session. Today is a victory session. That means today you get a victory shaming, you naughty SOBs. Big Papa, talk to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, he, she, you, them, her, doesn't matter. You are coming here to talk about the Carolina Panthers and watch 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys talk about a winning football team? That was a surprise. I think to many of us, we found a way to get a dub, and you've come here to talk about it, chat about it, but you haven't hit that like button yet. Well, I have one thing to say to you absolute legends. Subscriber shame.
We have 228 legends watching the stream. 87 thumbs up. Yo, hit that like button so the C3 Panthers podcast can kick the ass of the YouTube algorithm, just like the Carolina Panthers did to the Tampa Bay idiots today, man. I don't even give a damn that it didn't rhyme. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. Tony Dunn, what's up?
You're muted, Tony?
The work is not done for the man with the golden pipes. There is an opportunity for you to continue to grow the C3 Panthers podcast by being a C3 super fan. It's a small contribution. We're trying to get to 100 super fans. We came out the gate rocking and rolling, hit the first 50 in a week. We have been steadily climbing over the last 2 months, and this man has gotten us one step closer to the 100-member mountain, and things are happening on the C3 Panthers podcast because of you guys. CK.
Well. You guys don't get one dose of this voice. You get two, and back to back. Within 3 minutes of one another, Tyler Jones made sure that happened by hitting that join button at the bottom of your screen, on your computer screen, on your phone. You can hit that. You can join the C3 Superfan Club, and Tyler took that leap. It's not something we expect, but we absolutely appreciate, and I want to say thank you, Tyler Jones, for joining the club.
I got to tell you this, folks, is winning makes life easier, and so much so. Look, you got to remember this.
When you want to hoot with the Owls, you better soar with the Eagles.
If you want to hoot with the Owls,
I want to say something.
You got to soar with the Eagles, and we need you soaring with the Eagles today with us. Sometimes when we win, we go about our day. We need y'all, folks. We need y'all in these cat calls. The number's 252-228-5098. Someone who's always here rocking with us. Let's get a little G. Cavassier in the house.
Oh, shit.
Podcast brothers, how y'all doing? It's G. Cavassier. Man, I am so fucking happy. 21 to fucking 3 Panthers, man. Hell, motherfucking yeah, man. You see that damn defense, man? Woo! Did you see DJ Moore? Did you see Chuba Hubbard?
Chuba
Did you
Chuba.
see
I
Foreman?
got a Chuba
Woo!
Chuba.
The boys, hey, man. They played a damn good game, man. Give me flashbacks to damn Johnson Stewart and D'Angelo Williams back in the days of Double Trouble. I'm not saying they are, but the way we handled the fucking clock, man, and the defense, man. Oh my God, defense played good, man. We should have had some interceptions. Xavier Woods, man, he got like stones for hands. I swear, man. But hey, we beat them punk ass fucking Buccaneers. You know what I'm saying? And next week, y'all, we got the Atlanta Falcons. You know I can't stand Atlanta Falcons, man. But hey, give me your thoughts on the game, y'all. Got us a win. Keep pounding.
Hey, so Tony, you said make sure to give you extra credit for whatever it is you were supposed to give you credit for. I forgot.
Brown.
My apologies.
Derrick Brown.
Okay, well, you know what? You're not going to forget that in the midst of everybody always shitting on Chuba Hubbard.
Oh, I still see that shit on there.
I have been right on Chuba.
He's a bum.
Entire fucking time. Don't throw listen, we still throw him the football, but don't throw the man the football. Run him between the tackles. Let him fight for yards just like he did in college. And the man is absolutely a serviceable running back. No, he's never going to be McCaffrey. No, he's never going to be Nick Chubb. But you don't need him to be. Today was the example of how you use your running backs in an offense. You use two of them, and you pound the field, bro. And that's what we did. And Chuba Hubbard is good for that. Give me my fucking credit, boys.
He's
Let's
sorry.
Go. You're sorry.
I think
Give him his credit.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Listen, he put the ball. I know you said don't throw it to him, but that's a big part of today's running game is catching the ball out of the backfield. Taking that away is like taking away a third of a reason a running back's even on the field at this point in time. He's fumbled the ball on a few occasions for this team. And even with today, the biggest producer was Deontay Foreman, who didn't get as many touches as Chuba Hubbard got. You missed me with the Chuba Hubbard is better than people give him credit for.
I'm not saying that he's the best. Yeah. I'm saying that he's not trash like everybody makes him out to be.
Yes, he is. He's sorry as shit, dude. He's sorry.
Good in situational football, dude. Chuba gave me a Chuba, bro.
He's you know what? He's a little faster than I thought he was today. He looked a little faster today than he's looked in the past.
Faster than Cameron Artis-Payne, even. What's up?
Oh no way, bro! Cameron, look, another bad take. How about this? I'm gonna put you up with this. I'm gonna put you on. How's that boy Shy Smith doing? Sorry as shit.
I mean, you know.
He's a sucker, man. He sucks, dude.
He just need to get them dropsies out. That's all.
Nah, and then he does stupid stuff on the. Kicker.
I love
he's
this
a
about
dummy,
Cody.
and you cannot talk shit about him. Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, I love this about Cody though. Cody is like when he's right, he will not stop talking about how he's right. But when he's wrong, he's like, just wait, I'll be right later.
Yep. And dude, it works,
he won't ever take an L, bro.
That's right. I'm undefeated. I'm glad
because you refuse to acknowledge that you lost, bro.
No, I'm just
Demir Bird, greater than Shy, still right here. Cameron Artis-Payne, greater than Chuba Hubbard. That is not even a close one.
I got a Chuba, bro.
Let's go to the next call.
B3, you knew I'd be calling in. It's your guy, Sweet Double J, president of the PJ, the Mofo Walker Wonder Fan Club, finishing with a 126.5 QB rating. Did you witness the Walker Wonder?
We did. We did. And he back. I mean, look, I think that the most surprising part is how poorly he's played the past 2 opportunities gone out there. I thought he was fully capable of playing this way. You know, is that and not like no, not that he's going to be great. No, not that he's going to be great, but like that can manage, that he has the arm talent to go out there and make some throws, that he's been in a system or at least in the NFL long enough to where he's not like, you know, you're just putting a completely inexperienced guy out there. I thought that he's just been worse in the last couple of performances than he could have been. I mean, when he came out in that Detroit game, he wasn't that bad. So today he played well, and you didn't ask him to do too much too as well. It's like you kept it pretty simple.
We need to keep him as Matt Corral's future backup for sure. I'm down.
We're still gonna get the number 1 pick, dude.
You think so?
What is it? Did the Lions lose today?
That's the poll.
Of course they did. Of course they did. How did the Lions? The Lions cannot get better.
No, but here's the thing. They started the season out with the highest scoring offense in the league without some of their key players being there, and their key players are coming back. And I think Swift comes back this week, was his first game back. But they're going to win a few more games. Like, they have a good enough offense. They have a terrible defense, but they're going to win a few more games, I think. They're the reverse of us, to be honest with you, even though they didn't score anything today. They have a decent defense. I don't see them not winning any more games. Every mock draft I see has Houston being the number 1 pick.
Is Christian McCaffrey limping?
I didn't see him limping.
Not limping, but he looked a little 23. He just had a big run. He's awesome.
Well, no, they're using him like we should have, and they're putting him out wide. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the thing.
They're doing all kinds of stuff with him. I saw the greatest thing is somebody said that they have a wide receiver that could be a running back that could be a wide receiver, and a tight end that could be anything. It's just like, all right, the number's 252-228-1598.
Hey, it's White Chocolate Espresso.
Oh.
Listen, man, I know everyone's happy and giddy and but, you know, this ain't happening week to week.
This is what happens
PJ
every
ain't
time
gonna
he
play like
shows
this
up
week
on
to
my
week.
doorstep. It's just bad news.
You know, but, you know, I'm glad y'all enjoy y'all's false reality for this 1 week and have something happy to be about, but don't expect this every week. We probably just played ourselves out of a franchise quarterback. But hey, we beat Tampa. Yay.
Man, we about to reel off 11 in a row, dude.
Yeah, y'all need to have a Coke and a smile.
Hold on. Here's what I want to do. We were talking about it last night on the Madden Sim. All right. There were plenty of people who were saying, I'm going to be pissed if we win tomorrow. Right. Many people thought if we were going to win, we were going to win big like we did today. Right. A lot of people expected us to get blown out today. Right. And I said last night, it's okay to be mad after this game if we win. It's okay to be mad after this game. It's okay to be a little less mad next week if we win, and maybe a little less mad the week after that, and maybe 10 weeks down the line if we've found a way to be competitive in this league. It's okay to be happy that we won today, right? It's okay to be mad today, though.
Agreed.
Did we play ourselves out of a quarterback? And the answer is probably no, because if there isn't a consensus and we're still top 5 at the end, you can still get one of the guys, I guess.
Right.
Why is it, Cody? I'm going to ask you this real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Is why did CJ Stroud had like 4 touchdowns in the second half yesterday, I think.
He's amazing.
How did his stock go down yesterday on Twitter?
His first half was kind of weird. He was throwing some really, some kind of spotty passes. He missed some passes under pressure too, which that's another thing when you're talking about CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. They're playing at 2 of the very premier programs in all of college football. So they do have receiving talent. They do have offensive line talent. And you're going to have to project that into the NFL. But, yeah, he had some weird misses. but dude, he still throws a pretty damn football, and he does have nice touch. He throws it downfield. We're gonna have to have some very honest discussions about these quarterbacks because they all have a lot of upside, but they all have some very some very clear negatives or some question marks that are going to continue to arise throughout the course of this entire draft discussion that we're going to be having for the next couple months. So, yeah, man, a lot to talk about.
All right, the numbers. Oh, go ahead, CK. Or Greg, whoever it was.
Okay, I was going to say at the same time, don't we have a lot of quarterbacks that we say come in that aren't perfectly ready and don't need any kind of work and will be there and they end up not being? I mean, I hate to use Trevor Lawrence as an example, but they said he is plug and play, ready to go. This guy, and while he's not doing terrible, he's definitely not like a standout.
They made him out to be like the next Andrew Luck, and you were wrong on that, Cody.
Yeah, I mean,
you were wrong. Yes, we do. Is Andrew Luck have far more success? Cam Newton have far more success as they walked into the league than he's already had.
Yeah. But I think he has a future.
Trevor Lawrence is still going to be a good quarterback.
Oh gosh, you're wrong.
That's all right to say that, but like again, it's
it's the same Cody.
It is. This is an exact. Like it's okay to Cody to say that you were wrong about what he was going to be starting out in this league. Because you thought he was going to come in here and he's going to blow it out. And if you admit anything other than that, you're lying.
I thought that he would have at least a Baker Mayfield type season, yeah. But
no, you're full of shit. Yeah. You thought for sure he was going to come out here and win.
He wanted to trade 5 picks for him.
Baker Mayfield won the Offensive Player of the Year.
Right.
And they were like,
but you wouldn't have traded 5 picks for Baker. Imagine that. Imagine Cody. I thought he would have been at least as good as Baker Mayfield.
Bring up one name and you see what happens.
No, what Baker Mayfield accomplished. If you were to have Trevor Lawrence on this team right now, bro, we'd be fucking cooking with gas. Let me tell you.
Yanking him down by his curly hair.
Stupid, man.
We're better than we're a way better team than Jacksonville. I'm telling you, by a long shot.
Man, he just at least he's consistent. At least he's consistent.
Undefeated, baby. What's up?
The number's 252-228-5098. Callers, don't let Cody off like this. I want the callers to get on him.
Yeah,
get on that, man.
I'm never gonna let him forget about Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch Trevor Lawrence.
Tony, Cody, CK. Hey, I have got 2 awards to hand out. 2 awards. Number 1, the Unsung Hero of the Year, offensive line coach James Campen. Last year, Matt Rule, he brought in this college offensive line coach who can't cut it in the pros. Well, last year, he started hiring some college coaches, which has helped out, or some assistant coaches with with NFL experience. James Campen is an NFL experienced offensive line coach. He's come in. Iquano is getting better, and look at the run game today. Every week, the offensive line is getting a little better. The quarterback, P.J. Walker, plenty of time, but the offensive line, finally, Ben McAdoo put the quarterback under center. Get rid of this RPO bullshit. Put the quarterback under center, then drop back, hand off the football, give the running back a chance to get a running head start, and they ran the football. The offensive line is getting better. James Campen, offensive line coach. And game ball goes to Dante Foreman. This guy was a stud today, and good job by the offensive line. So, gentlemen, what are your thoughts? Bye-bye.
That's my call of the night or afternoon so far. I like this. I'd like to see even what we could have done with maybe Baker under center more.
Sure.
It's like instead of always out of the shotgun, always having it's not really conducive for a run game. It's clear in the pros that being under center causes defenses is necessary for defenses to respect the run more, even if you're going to pass the ball.
Yeah. But by the way, if I never see Baker Mayfield another day in my life, I can fucking die a happy man, dude.
I don't know if he will, to be truly honest with you.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I think there's a good chance, unless there's an injury. I think the only other person you're going to see on this football field if PJ Walker starts to just stink it up is Sam Darnold. I think Baker Mayfield isn't going to see the field because they don't want to get that extra. They don't want to give away more draft capital than they have to by him playing.
This is PJ Walker's team. This is PJ Walker's team.
You don't think PJ loses the starting spot if Sam's fully healthy just because?
Sam or Baker?
I think Baker. I'm talking about Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold's next in line to start but I think they're waiting for him to be fully healthy. I don't think
Steve
PJ
Wilks-
Walker is the answer right
I think
now.
if you take out PJ Walker right now, you're a dick.
Steve Wilks today said that as of right now, I see no reason to.
It's going to
take
be hard to take
Walker
PJ
out.
Walker out.
Okay.
Yeah. is
And
what
by
he
the
said.
way, I agree. How
If he's
about
playing
this?
well,
How
I'm
about
fine
this?
with that, yeah.
How about this? PJ Walker is better than Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield.
That's
got a better
insane.
arm.
I don't think it's
Stronger
easy
arm,
to say that. I don't think it's easy to say that because PJ Walker is dealing with a much better offensive line. I'm not sitting there saying Sam Darnold's going to come in here and blow it out of the water, but I'm saying like PJ Walker had a lot more benefit today throwing the ball. He had the running game working really well for him. Sam Darnold never got those benefits, right? We know when PJ Walker has to play from behind and he's under pressure, he makes poor decisions. Sam Darnold was known of doing that last week as well. It's impossible to say one is better than the other right now.
I think you got to give PJ a lot of credit.
Sure.
For his mental toughness. And like, and maybe it's just because maybe he knows what his role is, who he is, and that he's never going to be given anything, that he's never going to deserve anything, that he could always be screwed at any moment. You know what I'm saying? Because he's had, like, I just feel like Darnold would have been shattered mentally if he would have had to deal with the stuff that PJ's has to deal with. They just coddled these first round. You know, PJ, imagine then taking PJ out. What a dick move that would be right now after we've been so bad. The number's 252-228-5098. PJ gonna dumb fuck around and win us some games. Next call.
Carouse.
Yo, what up, C3 Podcast? D from Sanford, North Carolina.
What up,
Still
D?
love the show, man. Wow. Mind blown. We actually ran a competent offensive game plan. PJ played efficient football. Foreman ran downhill. Chuba Hubbard had a little razzle dazzle and some shake and bake in his game, and DJ just looking like a franchise receiver, and the defense just locking down, just crunching their claws into him. I'm totally and happily and utterly surprised. I hope we can keep this momentum. I know y'all want the C.J. Strouds and the Bryce Youngs, but I want the wins. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to these Panthers. Keep pounding.
Yeah. Applaud that man.
We in it for the division.
Applaud that man.
Hey, love y'all.
Yo, that's love, bro. Who was that again? Did you gotta tell me his name again? Can you see it?
From Sanford.
D from Sanford.
Dude, shout out to my guy. Hey, I'm 100% on it, but right now in the moment, you can say I'm riding the high. I don't give a damn. I don't want to think about Stroud. I don't want to think about Young. I'm thinking about Matt Corral season. I'm hoping that we can at least win enough to show some fight. Let's see what happens. And let's see what Matt Corral can do. You can't tell me that a talent like Matt Corral put behind this offensive line, if you got the polish on him, you built him up into an NFL quarterback, that he wouldn't look incredible in this offense, dude. That's my hill to die
Yeah, we
on,
could.
bro.
We could tell you. We don't have any reason to believe
I don't.
that either.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, like we don't have a like. It's like what if? That's the biggest what if in the world.
Yeah, he's given us no reason to believe that just yet.
That's fine. Y'all remember who was number one believer, bro? Right here.
Sure. And I will give you props if he comes in here and he does it. But again, up to this point, he hasn't shown that. And that's where we're.
How about this? Are you ready to not draft a quarterback if we're in the top five?
No. Hell
Cody.
no.
I'm
asking Cody if he's this confident.
How about this? I'm not drafting Bryce Young top 5.
At what point do we feel like we don't need to draft a quarterback? Because this is the hardest spot for Panthers fans to be in right now. Because especially with what that caller said, I want wins too. Okay, sure. And that's where I'm at a conundrum here because I want wins, but I either want to be a competitive team, an 8-9 win team, or maybe more, or have a draft pick to fix where we're at. It sounds selfish. I know. I either want the best or the worst, but that's why it's so hard to pull for wins because I don't feel like we're capable of getting to that 7, 8, 9 wins,
come.
you know?
I wish this win would have come like 3 weeks ago.
Right. Right, it would have felt a little better, but right now I just
I'm
don't,
happy with
I
this.
feel like we're
I'm
capable
happy.
of
It's like
winning
this
4 or 5
win.
games.
Look, this win actually enough for us. This is good. Like it's the question is if we reel off 3 or 4 more. That's the real kind of then you're really playing. You're still in that 1 or 2 pick right now. Right?
Yeah, it's
interesting.
But
We're
here's
number 3. Pickle said that we're number 3 according
here's
to
here's the thing.
Who is it? The Raiders?
The
is
Raiders
it the Lions,
and,
the Raiders?
Yeah, Raiders and the Lions.
That's it. It's got to be the Lions. The Raiders haven't played that day, though. have
Every
they?
one of
So-
those teams would take a quarterback too.
Exactly. I am willing to right now. I am willing to right now say with a large amount of certainty, if we're picking in the top 5, you take a quarterback regardless. You don't throw your towel in the ring thinking Matt Corral is going to be the guy, a guy who was drafted in the 3rd round of the draft last year in a weak quarterback class. Right? It wasn't considered a great quarterback class as it was. This is considered a great one. Right? This is considered one of the better quarterback classes.
Yeah, and I don't believe the draft heads on any of that mess. So it could be,
but Matt Corral was drafted in the 3rd round. That is the exception, not the rule that he's going to come in here and be a franchise quarterback.
Agreed.
But you're looking just at the round that he was drafted and being like, oh, it's a cut and blank. He's only ever going to be a 3rd round type of quarterback.
Sure.
Yeah, he has far more upside. And if you don't remember it, you can go back and look it up. Early last season, Matt Corral was in early talks for Heisman votes, and he was in early talks as a number 1
don't disagree with that.
as a 1st round pick. Until he hurt his leg in the bowl game.
Hey, Cody, how many times have you said
a 3rd round talent?
How many times have you looked at the people that we've drafted and said they have a tremendous upside and they never worked out? More often than not.
Who have I said that about?
Ian Thomas,
Will Greer,
Tommy Tremble.
I never said Will Greer had upside.
Cody has a Cody. I mean, Cody.
Yeah, I don't think he said that either. You're gonna have to go back and pull that. Nobody ever said that on this show.
I know where it's at.
If you can find it, I'll let you dunk on me.
I can quote you saying that Will Greer is a premier talent going to be a premier talent in the NFL.
I never said that.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
That one, I prompt you to find me.
I think, I think this is. How about this? Is do you pass? Like, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about this. We're not going to talk about it on the show right now, but just think about this question, even for Tuesday and beyond in this season. Is that can you see a scenario where the Panthers are in the top 3 and they just don't pull the trigger on a quarterback because of Matt Corral?
No.
And I don't believe that that would be wise, even if Matt Corral is what you say he is, Cody.
Right. Hey,
like, I think it would still be better to just get that. And then, you know what? Either not have a competition. Why don't you just, if Matt Corral is that good, then you should be able to trade somebody. I don't know. I just cannot imagine a scenario unless they're, and you know what? Teams have done this in the past and they've gone and they just go and get a top talent defensive end.
How about this? You want me to piss you off some more? Just piss you off some more. None of these quarterbacks coming out are as good as Trevor Lawrence. Get at me, bro. What's up? Not one of them.
Listen, none of them have the hype that Trevor Lawrence had. Sure.
Yeah, they don't have most of the qualities.
But here's the part that I'll tell you, and I know we got to move on because this is the post-game show and this isn't reacting to the game. But if you think, and I mentioned this on Friday, I mentioned it a little bit yesterday on the Madden Sim. If there is any part of your being that believes that David Tepper, if we're drafted in the top 5, is going to let them take anything other than a quarterback after dealing with the quarterback situation he has the past 3 or 4 years, you're out of your freaking mind. You do not know anything about what's going on in the NFL if you believe David Tepper is going to accept that. Period.
And it would just be foolish. It would just be foolish unless you just didn't believe anybody was a number 1, like a QB1.
That's why I'm pulling for PJ, baby. Let's go. I'm not doubting that whatsoever.
So strange. Is he? I feel like
top
he's
5. If we're picking top 5,
body snatch this motherfucker.
Dude, we're definitely picking a quarterback if we're picking top 5.
Okay.
That's why I'm pulling for PJ, bro.
Gosh.
Get us some
Stop
W's.
with this nonsense. All right, let's go to the next call.
This is G, baby.
Sad G, baby.
I knew it.
What the fuck is this?
Thank you.
God
G
damn, I'm
baby.
speechless, man. I don't even know what to say. Let's start off with the fucking Panthers being complete idiots and not trading Brian Burns for 2 first-round draft picks, bro. You was about to get 2 first-round draft picks and you declined that shit? Brian Burns ain't worth no fucking 2 first-rounders. And the price is still high. We need to trade Brian Burns, bro, and get those fucking 2 first-round draft picks. I can't believe we won this game. I'm calm with 9 minutes left. I can't believe we won this motherfucking game, man. Wow.
Have you ever heard someone so? Have you ever heard?
That's all I really have. I don't. Man, you guys have a good night.
That's a Xanax for G Baby. Is this? That was the G Baby Xanax, and I've been trying. I might sneak it out as I'm working on some apparel that says "Bro, G Baby was right." I got some ideas about this. I actually want to make a coffee mug that says "Bro, G Baby was right," and so we could like do the tea sipping thing all the time.
You're gonna give him the biggest ego in the world.
So it was I saw it in the chat. It was a suggestion someone made in the comments or somewhere one day, and I was like, this has got to happen. I agree with them though, and not about being sad about the win. I'm not sad. I'm happy that we won. I needed it today for myself in this part. Like, I consistently for the last week have been saying, shit, we've got 11 more games. This is going to be long. But here is, so the win is fine, but I agree with the Brian Burns thing. And not that I want to try. I believe it's just impossible to say no to 2 firsts for a player on this team right now. Any player. Like, I just can't even imagine any player. I mean, like, for me, maybe Derrick Brown and J.C. Horn are the only ones just because they got the most time left. I like Brian Burns a lot, too. But we need somebody else with him. He's not enough by himself. He's not a Bosa. I just don't think he's that dominant. Maybe I'm wrong.
I also think that we haven't seen the best of Brian Burns. You continue to build around him. All those near misses that we talk about, Greg, where he's like so close, but then just doesn't finish. Like, he's still a young guy. He's still an incredibly dynamic player. If he does continue to take that final step, he might just be our very own Von Miller. Like, let that man live. He had a great day today.
Yeah, but look, you can't use names like that, Cody. You can't say our very own Von Miller when Von Miller did that from day one. No, you can't say he become. That's like saying, oh, well, you have. No, that's the difference between being a phenomenal player and being a good player is that Julius Peppers did it from day one, bro. He was special from moment one. He didn't become Julius Peppers. He was Julius Peppers.
Yeah, and it still says nothing about Brian Burns' upside. Maybe it takes him longer, but it doesn't mean that he can't also be a phenomenal player. He has all the.
I know. I just hate the likes and this and that. It's like, oh, he could be.
Who would have been a better comparison then? Who's a better comparison if not Von Miller? I'm just talking about how they
number
play
one, a number 2
end.
draft pick. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I don't get down with that. Next call.
Yo, what's good, C3? This is JD Aces for. I'm just calling in to remind everyone Chuba still can't catch. Yeah.
You can't. That's for sure.
That's all I have to say. Keep on.
All right, man. That is the truth. I agree with it. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go to Anthony in Charlotte.
What's up, C3? It's Anthony from Charlotte. How the fuck did PJ Walker pull that shit off? What are we doing? I thought it was CJ Stroud season. Tom Brady ate shit, though, for 60 minutes. That was fun to watch. But, yeah, you guys have a good day. There's nothing else to say. I honestly didn't know how we won that game, but I'll take it. All right.
Keep pounding.
Hey, by the way, guys, I don't know if you guys have seen it. The video of the game ball presentation at the end of the game. You guys need to play that right now.
Okay.
I sent it to in the DMs.
And Twitter.
Tell me you don't get fucking goosebumps after this shit.
Let's pull it up. We'll go. We got one more short while you pull it up.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what time it is. Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. Witness the Waka Wonder.
I love everybody loves. Look, it's the people that hate G Baby love G Baby though.
Yeah, man. He's a legend. Love him or hate him. G Baby is a C3 fucking certified legend, bro.
And it's always one of those things like, if everybody else is happy, he's sad.
Yeah.
If everybody's sad, he's happy as shit.
G Baby's
He's a
best,
contrarian, just like me.
So yeah, let's check out this game ball presentation by our interim head coach and maybe future head coach.
Got to watch it to the end.
Wilks.
You continue to overcome adversity. Circle the wagon and come together. That's what it's all about. We talked last night about what? Make the jump. Make the jump. We made that jump today. It's a lot to build on, okay? We talked about right now controlling the line of scrimmage. All right, we wasn't going to miss a beat. 173 yards. Starts up front. Starts up front. Defense. Talking about getting off the field on third down. They were 2 for 12. Hey, a great win in all three phases. But I want to recognize one guy right now. PJ with the game ball.
Hey, great job, defense. Y'all went out there and shut them down. Offense, way to fucking run the ball. Special things, y'all did y'all job today, man. Y'all made every play y'all needed to. Hey, together on three. It's for you, brother.
Yeah.
Hold on. Don't get it. Steve Wilks looking emotional right here.
I don't know how I feel about Tepper pushing him like that.
Let's go. I love it. What are you talking about, dude? That's all good vibes, man. I love that.
The push. He's such a biatch Tepper, man. I would have been like, dude, don't push me like that.
Dude, Steve Wilks is the man. Dude, you have to feel for Steve Wilks. Not only under the situations that he was brought into as an interim, then you have them trading away players on offense when your offense is already one of the worst in the NFL, if not the very worst. Then, man, having a game like today against Tampa Bay and Tom Brady and your division rival at home, defending our dirt, dude, we need that, man. Congratulations to Steve Wilks. That's incredible, man. I'm so happy for him. I'm happy for PJ Walker. I'm happy for our offensive line, our defensive line. Dude, regardless of what you wanted in the draft, we needed this today.
What do you think that moment of Tepper handing the ball over kind of symbolizes for Tepper himself? Like, what do you think today meant for Tepper in a way? Was it just relief? Was it just like, finally, this is like, we've got one thing where I don't have to cry afterwards?
Mm-hmm.
What, like, I mean, I'm trying to kind of put myself in his shoes as a guy who's found a lot of success in life and who has run into adversity in a moment where you didn't think I don't think he thought it was going to be this tough to be an NFL owner. A lot of things have gone wrong for him, from projects, expansion projects, from the reception with the fans to all types of different things. How much do you think it really meant that much to him? I mean, that almost surprises me that he did that, and it's kind of neat, almost like a mea culpa, like, holy shit, man, maybe we touched the bottom.
But please don't add us to your lawsuit.
I think Tepper is hoping that this works out. I think it's going to make it a lot easier for him to pick Steve Wilks to be the guy. Steve Wilks is going to have a homegrown aspect to him. I think it's a feel-good story all the way around. I think Tepper wants Steve Wilks to be the guy. I really, truly think that. Because number one, if it doesn't work out, that's a headache for Tepper, because Tepper's going to have to make the decision to go with somebody else other than Steve Wilks. And now he's at the forefront of that conversation of, did he not give Steve Wilks an opportunity after being, a part of that Flores lawsuit, right? I think Tepper is hoping this works out, and that was genuine joy from him.
I think that's a good point, CK. Is I tell you, if it did work out, if somehow Steve Wilks earns this job, it would be a safe pick for Tepper.
Yes.
Instead of thinking about the risk Tepper's going to go if he goes out and gets somebody, basically another Matt Rule, and not like another college coach. That's not what I'm meaning, but a guy that he went and picked. Like if Wilks earns this job, it takes the pressure off of him, right? Well, and if it doesn't work, then you could say, well, he came in here, he gave us this, he's a guy, he blah, 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 you got all of this, and it probably would only be so bad. But there will be the next guy that he goes and picks. If he doesn't get it right, it's 2 disasters in a row, and they're all on Tepper. So I think that's a great point, CK.
Yeah, it's 100% a very safe pick, because the two things you got to have is the fans and the team behind you. And if you've already got a guy that all the fans may not be behind you, but wins will bring that. If you got the team behind you, it's a good way to go.
And most fans are Wilks.
Yeah,
fans,
100%. I think so.
Hey, can I dare to dream for a moment, just for but a moment of your time? What if the Carolina Panthers are able to put together an impressive streak, and in just a few weeks we're talking, damn, look who's back in the division race. Like, look at the little black and blue engine that's putting the coals on the fire in Charlotte. Like, why not? Why not? Why can't we have good shit too, damn it? I feel like as a fan base, we're so jaded most of the time to this torment that we get put through. But man, like, sometimes you just got to keep on believing, man. And I'm guilty of it too. There was not a lot to believe in. But a win like this that shows you who you are, it's a morale builder.
Amen.
It's a morale builder.
It's a morale builder. And the other part is, Cody, we're in the race. We're not out of the race right now. And I hate this team for giving me hope again, just with today. Yep. I hate this team. I hate it. But God, does it feel good to have hope again. And I know that it's a potential and it's a probability that we're going to be just struck down as soon as next week against the Falcons. But for the moment, it's good to have hope again. And not only just for us as fans, but me and Tony were talking, like, there's always been this concern about, like, the podcast, like, as far as the content, we're going to be here every week, but when the team is this bad as it had been up to this, it makes it hard. It makes it really difficult to get on here and be energetic and be hopeful and not just spew negativity all the time
and have the same exact conversation each time, which is like the same thing over and over and over. I'm ready. I don't care about the tanking. I think I'm not even going to be upset. Like, if we win next week, I'm not going to be upset. Like, I'm not going to be thinking about playing out of this. I think at this point is that if you're bad enough to get the first round draft pick, you're bad enough to get the first round draft pick. And if you're not, then you don't get it. Look, the Detroit Lions ain't tanking, and they about to get the first round draft pick, right? That's like what's happening. So here is, if the Carolina Panthers can reel off some wins and give me some joy this season, I'll take it what I can get, when I can get it, where I can get it. And on top of this, I just don't want the season. It just sucks when the season's lost so early. That was, I think, the scary part about this season. It was like, man, it's week 3 and we feel like this damn season's gone. We're in what? We're 5-2 now. Went 2-5. 2-5. I do this every time. Shit. I did this on the Friday
really
free for all too. Is that on some multiverse? That's what Cody said. But here at 2-5, look at this tweet right here from this guy. It's fun fact: the Panthers were the only NFC South team to win this week and are one game out of first place in the division. The Panthers could move into sole possession of first place next week if they beat the Falcons and the Bucks lose to Baltimore.
Let's go!
Let's go! We are going to the playoffs.
All possible, yeah.
Let's go!
We're going to the playoffs, dude. We're going to reel off 11 in a row right now. PJ's hairline was running like Dante Foreman back to the back of his head right there.
No, dude, now he's going to be able to afford the good implants. He will be good to go. Shout out to Eric37. He says, can't wait for the content when we run in the league. Let's go, baby.
Just saying, if that did happen, how does that got to look for? Like, how does Matt Rule got to feel? Like, you've been there for 2.5 years, never come close to sniffing this. And 3 weeks after you leave, when we're tanking, we're now the division leaders.
I know.
Like, how crazy is that got to look?
I wonder what Matt Rule's game ball would have sounded like. So people were in the chat saying, Wilks, that's a leader. That's this. And look, I really do. Like, he has a great command. He's very articulate. He commands the room. Commands respect. The players respect him. I told you guys this from when he took that press conference over. I could just hear Dennis Cox needs to do like a alternate multiverse where Matt Rule does the post game. It's like, at the end of the day, when you put in this shows the process, and it would have just been the lamest whatever, man. Ran the ball, got after Tom Brady. And Lady Luck was on our side a couple of times and made some plays, man. They made plays. That's what it was.
Can I add a point here, too? And all longtime Panther fans will know this. The best Carolina Panthers are an underrated, slept on, everyone's disrespecting, nobody believes in Carolina Panthers. That's when this football team shows out and says, y'all must have forgot who we are, what we're about. We keep pounding. And today, this is a keep pounding game. This game should have been the Sam Mills game. This is where it should have been. Because this is the most keep pounding win I have seen in maybe 5 or more years. It's that type of W, y'all. And good for Steve Wilks. I'm so happy for that man. You know, you saw the tears of joy on his face at the end. Dude, that's what it's all about, bro. Let's go.
Next call.
What's going on, world? It's me, C-Dog, 1983. And today is a great fucking day. You know, it's like finally Steve Wilks like, you know what, fuck it. If I'm gonna go out swinging, goddamn it. We're gonna throw this goddamn ball around like we did today. You know, it was fucking great. You know, that's a great fucking day today. You know, coaching, man, coaching goes so fucking far. You know, so fucking far. You know, oh my god, this is only 2 weeks of them coaching the team. You know, and really, if we threw the ball around last week, we could have won the game last week. But they ain't want to throw the goddamn ball, you know. But hey, that's coaching, you know. It's just saying, nah, Steve Wilks said we ain't going out like that. We going out goddamn singing, goddamn it, fuck it. Either goddamn it's gonna be touchdown, goddamn knocked away an interception, goddamn it, fuck with PJ played a motherfucking game today. That pass to goddamn Tommy Tremble, all them passes were some nice passes, man. Man, he was throwing some dimes today, man. Look. And you could tell even with Steve at the press conference, he was geeked up. You know, come out the goddamn locker room. Hear them boys geeked up. Them boys geeked up today. You know what I'm saying? No J.C. Horn, no Jeremy Chin. Don't matter. Motherfucking coaching, goddammit.
Is that the end of the call? I guess.
Word up.
Oh, no.
Goddamn. Hey, Steve Wilks told Phil Stowe, hey man, hold my beer. Hold my beer at the house on the goddamn couch, motherfucker, and let me show you how to goddamn truck this goddamn defense, motherfucker. That's the goddamn defense today. Didn't matter who was out there, they was on the goddamn ball. That's coaching. That's practicing, goddammit. I'm excited. I don't want to hear nothing about that goddamn draft, none of that bullshit. And then let me still got that Matt Corral goddamn sitting in the wayside. You know, I'm feeling good. But it's got that defense playing. Shit, I'm feeling real good. I'm feeling real motherfucking good. Shout out to goddamn everybody part of C3 Podcast. Shout out to motherfucking G Baby, the motherfucking GOAT. You know, when you come in here, make sure you hit the motherfucking like button. Make sure you goddamn subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It's a great goddamn Sunday.
It's a great Sunday.
Hit the like button, subscribe, keep pounding, goddamn it. C-Dog 1983. We up, goddamn it. Steve Wilks did a great fucking job today. All the coaches this whole week coaching, period, man. Great fucking job. Keep pounding it, baby. Keep pounding. Everybody have a great day.
See, CK, when you mentioned earlier how, we think about the podcast, us not doing the same thing over and over. You feel the energy, man, and the cat calls, even from people that are normally like down in the dumps about it, bro. People are feeling good. We got John Jenkins screaming PJ the Walker Wonder. Dude, it feels good.
Dude, I got to tell you what, man, it feels good for a couple of reasons. It feels good to be unified as a Panthers fan base for the first time in a long time, dude. Like, and I know not everybody agrees PJ's the answer, and I'm not saying that he is, because I'm not ready to take on that receipts later on when he turns out not to be the guy. But right now, like, we are excited. I know that G Baby's maybe the lone survivor as far as the people who are maybe less than ideal, or feel like this is a less than ideal circumstance to run into. But damn, it's been a while since I felt the fan base feel like a family again, man. And it feels like a family today.
Yeah.
Get in these calls, folks. The number's 252-228-5098. We want you here on the good days, not just the bad days. Greg, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I don't know if I would call the ones who are still in the mindset of temper your expectations a minority here. I think there's still a lot of people out there like that, but you're right. It does feel good to like, I feel like it's like I said, it's a conundrum. Like, do I want to enjoy the games and pull for the team, or do I want to play for the future? Like, I'm stuck in that spot. But having a winning culture, looking like we're having a winning culture, is a good sign moving forward, no matter what the future holds with our draft picks.
Again, we are going to get the draft pick. We're going to get the draft pick that we're going to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is like, I will, and I do advocate for, look, I'm still surprised about this crazy report about turning down 2 firsts. That one's wild to me in this moment, especially before this game, right? Like now, I mean, what's the price of Brian Burns after this game? 5 firsts, you know? But here, I'm just saying this is like, we were bad enough to earn the first pick until this week, right? Or like, and we still are, to be honest. You know, we're still not out of that, right? You know, it's like, I'm not expecting this team to reel off 11 straight, but hey, if it happens, we will get the draft pick we're going to get no matter what. So let's go out there and let's just have some fun, or at least for me, good God, this win right here made it so I can get through. How? Now we got 10 games. I got what? Another 5 losses in a row before I need another one of these.
Like, and imagine, like seriously, imagine how miserable.
For 5 weeks.
Imagine how miserable it was about to be if literally the only thing that we have to look forward to is tanking, is losing every game for a number 1 pick, where like there really isn't one like have to have super stud that checks every box.
There is somebody there. There's somebody there. There always is somebody there.
But you can't tell me what it is.
I don't give a shit. I don't care about those people though. I don't care.
I'm telling you, none of these guys are worthy of that. Have to have, must draft them right now.
There's not a defensive end in there. There's somebody in there that y'all are going to be like, oh my God, he's a generational talent.
Everybody's talking about Will Anderson, the defensive end from Alabama, but he has a lot of detractors that kind of feel similar to what we say about Brian Burns, that he's not quite big enough to to anchor against the run and bull rush people consistently. I don't necessarily believe that about him yet. I haven't done my full evaluations on all these players yet.
Look at
but
this.
Dude,
The draft nerd telling us not to care about the draft.
There isn't a better season for the Carolina Panthers to become a Cinderella story than this one.
Oh my gosh. It's crazy.
I'm gonna get you believing you won't.
Cody's a body snatch.
I'm gonna start calling you Mr. Scrooge over there.
No. I'm actually here.
Scrooge.
You know what? Today we beat the Buccaneers. We injected a little bit of happiness into my Sundays. We made the season more manageable for the C3 Panthers podcast. We potentially ruined Tom Brady's entire marriage for a football season that wasn't worth it. Think about this. It's one thing to throw your whole marriage away for a chance to go win the Super Bowl. He threw his whole marriage away to lose to one of the worst teams in the league.
The Panthers, baby. Let's go.
Take that, you cheaters. Cheaters never win, dude. 252-228-5098.
Hey, guys. Hope you're having a good one. Great game. It was a well-balanced game. The first well-balanced game in the whole year. I mean, they pretty much did what fans were asking them to do. Spread the ball around, have a balance of pass and run, be able to give the ball to different playmakers and not just one player. Definitely am going to miss CMC. Really sucks that he went to the 49ers, but, I definitely think we made the right move with trading him to build. But really great game. I don't see that, the Bucs obviously had a lot of missed opportunities. I don't see us doing that with other the Falcons, or I don't even see us doing that to the Bucs again. They'll get it right. I mean, they definitely have a whole banged up secondary, banged up offensive line, missed opportunities. So, they just had a Panther game. So, definitely feel like even if we get a couple wins, they're still going to be in the top 3. There's 3 franchise quarterbacks in the draft. So don't worry, Panther fans, we're going to get our quarterback. But I just want to continue to see Deontay Foreman run the ball, get the ball to Terrace Marshall, Tommy Tremble, DJ Moore is finally getting the ball more. I want us to compete, but don't win too many games. All right, guys. Hope you have a great Sunday. Catch you later.
All right, let's keep rocking.
Wait.
Ding dong, Matt
No,
Rule.
wait. No, hang on. No, because I was fully gonna give Greg the opportunity. If he found a clip of me saying what he said I said, I was gonna let him play it and dunk on me. Greg, what did I actually say about Will Grier?
I cannot dunk on you on this. However, I don't know why this specific comment stuck out in my head, but I didn't remember one part of the comment. You said that I could share the clip actually, but you said that Tepper spent money to ensure that we have a premium insurance policy for Cam Newton. Right. So you didn't say he'd be a premium NFL talent. You said he'd be a premium insurance policy. Right. That was my mistake on that one. I just remember you calling him premium. That was why I was like, wait a second. I know you said he's premium.
I definitely said premium. And by the way, a lot of people did.
Ding dong, Matt Rule's gone.
No, I'm done. People were high on Will Grier, but dude, he sucks. Whatever. Let's go.
I wasn't.
Thank you, Greg.
I
appreciate that honesty, man. You're the man.
Of course. Oh yeah.
Ding dong, Matt Rule's gone. This team looks 200% better already. Go Panthers.
Yep.
I told you that last week. I told you that last week. I know everybody was crapping on them, but I thought like the Panthers overall performed like one of the more enjoyable watch games last week. This week we just made some downfield plays. Dude, we did everything well today. And I'm actually kind of what I'm most impressed is that we ran the ball so well. And not because we didn't have Christian, which Christian is still incredible, so I don't want to take one thing away from him. But the Bucs defense is good, or it was at the beginning.
Hey, how about this? DJ Moore is the #1 wide receiver, and we have still not seen the best of him.
Right.
DJ Moore, that pass in the back of the end zone, dude, the pass that he made on the sidelines.
I mean, he was all over the place, dude.
DJ
today.
Moore is the man, and he has been the most underserviced wide receiver in the NFL since the moment that he was drafted, dude. I hear no other discussions of it. DJ Moore is the man. We were reminded of what he's capable of doing. And man, if PJ can continue to air it out, dude, DJ Moore. How about this? You were talking about who you can trade for what? DJ Moore is maybe the most valuable asset on this team. Because no matter who your quarterback is going forward, you're going to need DJ Moore.
More than Brian Burns?
They're like number 1 and number 2. And right now, I'd probably put DJ a little bit higher.
Why? Because his offense?
Well, because his offense, but also because literally, if you draft a quarterback or go at Corral or summon one from the dark abyss, you're going to have a wide receiver that can make the plays. And DJ Moore is him. He is him.
Yeah.
So let's go.
You know, one place where we won this game this week, and you can look, I was talking in the chat, the Four Horsemen chat we have while the game was going on, was we went up 14-3, and it was going into the ends of the third quarter. I said, all right, we're conservative the rest of the game. Watch. And then we had that, 6 or 7 play drive where he threw that beautiful touchdown pass to Tommy Trimble, and it proved me wrong. And that was the difference in the game this week.
Ben McAdoo called a good game today.
Yeah. That one drive was the best looking drive we've had all season long. We looked like a football team that knew what we were doing, had a plan, and was executing it. That one drive.
This is what happens when you run the ball effectively enough that then you can pass and gives your offensive line a fair chance of having a good game against the defense where they don't just pin their ears back and come after the quarterback every time. Like PJ Walker had time enough to make some threat. We had time for the routes to develop. And the one thing I thought today is that I saw a lot of space in the field. Spacing was good. I feel like sometimes it's like everybody is all around where we're trying to do something. So it's like, oh, this whole play was designed to do this. And then their whole team is over there. This time I felt like, man, these wide receivers had a chance. The quarterback had a chance. I wonder if that comes back to the under center comment that was made and what that just does in the NFL. It's just clear in the NFL you cannot run entirely out of shotgun.
Right.
They're just too good. They're too good to but I'd be interested. We need to get some defensive guys talking about that. Maybe some offensive guys who say how it frustrates the defense. The number is 252-228-5098.
What's going on, y'all? This is Darius from Raleigh. And I just want to say, great team win. Great team win. Great team win. And I want to dedicate this win to all the people out there that wanted us to tank, because it's proven tanking does not work in the NFL. The facts are on our roster. We have Baker Mayfield, number 1 overall pick, and Sam Darnold, the number 3 overall pick.
Right.
Tanking does not work. We can still find a good quarterback in next year's draft. I'm just happy for a team win. And we're only 1 game back in the division. I'm going to always root for this team to win. And I hate to say it, if you continuously root for this team to lose, I just can't call you a real fan, because tanking does not work in the NFL. Let's keep pounding.
A nice call. Here, I'm gonna give you the applause for that.
Yeah, good call.
Because I like someone that has a position, right? Let me see. PJ Walker's. Somebody brought this up in the chat. Is who's taller, Baker or PJ? PJ's listed at 5'11". Haven't seen any batted passes. Interesting. 5'11", so maybe I don't know. It's not just a height thing.
No, because I think what's his name? Josh Allen's number 2 in the league, and he's 6'5".
Oh, okay.
So
I want to go back to the tanking call. I think he brings up a good point, right? Is that the sport of football requires so many players to be good.
Right.
It's even unlike like you would think that baseball is the next most difficult one in some ways, because there are so many people that have to contribute in so many different ways throughout a game and throughout a season, like one player. But a lot of people think one pitcher and one hitter can do it. In football, the quarterback and defensive ends are the only ones that can really maybe, I think, change the game so much that you could say one player is important. It just requires there's so many moving parts. And I think what the real thing is that getting your number one pick, getting the pick, the best player in the draft can significantly improve your team if it works. But I think the costs of tanking, like the psychological and the emotional cost that you give, are not always worth the risk because the one player often doesn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many times where that one player could have done it, but he didn't.
Right.
You could also get your teammates hurt. Like if you don't make the right blocking assignment, if you throw a pass at the wrong place and get your receiver lit up. I mean, look, CK knows my thoughts on tanking. You do it from the front office. You don't do it by the coaches and the players on the football field. And I think we can make the argument that the Eagles did that kind of recently, and now they're looking good. But overall, the song remains the same. I'm just happy that we won a game, and I'd prefer us to start winning rather than losing for, some number one overall pick. Like, I'm 100% on the caller's side. We're not tanking.
The first, yeah, and we should probably even start to temper our, what we call it, like the front office tanking, what we're talking about, because I agree with you, Cody, right? There's a difference between, and we didn't put together a roster on purpose this year to tank. That's the other thing. I think another thing of tanking would be like going into the season not thinking you're good enough, so you don't really even invest in that season. So I think we tried, honestly, to put together a good football team this year, and it just didn't work out to this point. So I don't think we tanked before we even got started. So that would be one question about what tanking is. The other is I don't even know if you're front office tanking when you just take good deals for your team in the future. Right. So I mean, I don't think that's tanking. If somebody calls up and says, hey, we'll do this because we're trying to make a run, and you guys, if from the outside doesn't look like it's going to happen this season, you should listen to all those calls. Like, you would not be doing your due diligence in your job if somebody called up about Shaq and you could say, hey, well, this is a position we're going to have to replace in the future. We can make, that's just being a good general manager.
Yeah.
And so I think really, if you're going to get the draft pick you deserve. So hey, it's not like even hamstringing Steve Wilks. It's just like, hey, man, they offered us 2 firsts. That's why I still can't believe this. Brian Burns. They must.
Dude.
I
like what you said right there, because draft picks are like presidents. We always get the one we deserve.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer in that. And I'm a firm believer that, this team is now in a position to evaluate its talent, but also build something back up that we haven't had in forever.
Sure.
Forever. And that's really important. I'm looking at this football team, and I'm also looking at the front office and saying, you're right, Tony, that they didn't really commit to any kind of tank. Like, you knew that you were trying to offload Christian McCaffrey, and we were able to get back literally all of the draft that we had lost on quarterbacks and just other dumb stuff. Robbie Anderson was because he was just a cancer to the locker room, and we couldn't have him in there anymore, fighting our coaches every time he doesn't get his way, however many touches or whatever. So even from a front office perspective, everything that we've done doesn't really say tanking either.
We've actually made the team better in a way.
Right.
Absolutely. And Federer deserves some credit for this, should we not? We've all been wondering about Federer and what was his decision? What did he actually do with the quarterbacks? Is David Tepper telling him what to do? I think Federer has done a good job the past 2 weeks.
We need you guys to jump in this conversation. Are you happy today about today's win? Just for the sake of winning? Do Do you think it means something positive going forward for this season? Or do you cautiously or in the secret in the back of your mind say this win was hollow calories, empty calories, and just a moment of happiness that could potentially play us out of that first round draft pick? I want you guys to let us know by calling in at 252-228-5098. Let's keep the longest running Panthers podcast, the postgame show, popping in moments of despair, moments of happiness, moments everywhere. Let's go to the next call.
Hey guys, it was fun to watch. I wasn't expecting much going into this game. Obviously the big news out the week, and I think it kind of helped us. Unfortunately, I know it's just one game, but the defense can't guess that McCaffrey's going to get the ball every play, so PJ's forced to look around, and I think it worked out well in our favor this week. I was baffled at a lot of them. That first half was slow, though. It was painful to watch, but defense held their ground. Offense came back and actually scored some points for us, so solid win. I don't know if that's going to affect our chances of getting a new quarterback, but I'm not really caring to see a quarterback right now. We got, 4 options at this point, so, we just got to keep taking it week by week and see how well everybody works well with each other. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Shout out to Nick Montero, our boy from Mass, helping us out, man. Not only is he a super fan, but he gives $1.99 super chat. Said, "Witness the Walker wonder, makes DJ great again." We should have made. We should have been wearing hats that said "Make DJ great again." PJ makes DJ great again. There's your little sticker you can make. PJ makes DJ great again. The number's 252-228-5098. I want the callers to get in on this, and I'm going to ask you guys this question. If Steve Wilks wins 3 more games, does that mean that Matt Rule was the biggest fraud in the history of football? Maybe not history of football. Does it really just mean does it... I'm not ready to say. I would say this is part Rule's team. He was instrumental in assembling this squad. They just he couldn't ever get the wins with them this year. Right. But so I'm not ready to say that this win alone.
How about
what would it take what would it take to be indisputable evidence to you guys that Matt Rule was a fraud?
I've already got it.
So hard. Oh,
I think it's indisputable now.
So mean. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Look, dude, I can get a box of Legos without a pattern or something like a map to draw to make whatever we make and make something amazing, But if you give somebody a box of Legos and they can't make something really cool, then they're just not good at what they do. And that's what Matt Rule was. He was given a box of Legos and you can make some really cool shit with it, but he couldn't put a winning team together. And that's the difference.
And we always underachieved according to our talent.
Wow.
When you compare it to our talent. And by the way, I'm a firm believer that Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold were Matt Rule picks. That Matt Rule and Phil Snow were the ones that wanted these clowns to come in and be quarterback. And you know what? I'm gonna go like Greg here and put my tinfoil hat and go all conspiracy. I think Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold are more healthier than they let on. And I think they're just like, nah.
Oh, I know with Sam. I know with Sam.
Absolutely.
Oh, I know that with Sam. I also know that this team, I think they've faked or embellished Sam's injury last year when they put him on IR.
So if let me ask you this, Tony, if Matt Rule was still here, who do you think he's playing? PJ Walker or Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold.
Absolutely. So to me, I don't need any more proof, man. Obviously,
I know. All right. Guys, fraud's such a hard word. I like how you guys are so confident.
PJ Walker was not going to be on this team if Sam Darnold and Matt Corral didn't get injured. He was going to be cut. He was not going to be on this team.
Should have been.
Well, didn't he go to the practice squad and we brought him up after the injury?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought he did.
No. We didn't have any. You don't have a practice squad until the set regular season starts.
Okay.
I like this comment. Marcus Butler says He didn't practice 2-minute offense, obviously, so he's a fraud.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
he is a snake oil salesman, and that's what he did. He sold David Tepper a big shiny vat of snake oil. Well, no
That's
more.
crazy. It's crazy that you can pull that off.
Yeah.
It's crazy that the whole world gets so baited into these things too. It's not like just Tepper. He had the whole football world. Like, look, the Giants were about to hire him. And it's not just he was interviewing with the Jets the year before. Man, it's crazy. Maybe we should be celebrating him as the greatest. Like, maybe they'll make a movie about him, like a great heist in the future. You see somebody win. He stole $64 million in the middle of the night from David Tepper. Netflix special to come. The number's 252-228-5098. I got another good coaching comment after this call about the defense.
Hey guys, it was fun to watch. I wasn't expecting much going into this game.
I think we heard this one.
Obviously the big news out the week, and I think it kind of helped.
The last call. Did we hear?
It sounded like it to me. I could be wrong, but that sounded
Okay.
like
All right. I'm not. I'm prone to playing the same call twice. I gotta just move through them on my phone. Chuck in Elizabeth City.
Hey guys, Chuck from Elizabeth City, aka Carolina Sports Guy. I tell you what, it's been down and out week. It's been tough, and I knew McCaffrey would probably be traded, and I understand what we got for him. I just hate the fact it was the freaking 40 faggots. I cannot stand that franchise and that fan base. But looking at today's game,
ouch.
I know a lot of PJ Walker fans are going to be happy and all this. We need a quarterback. And I think we need a center. I like what Bozeman gave today, but I think that's two big positions of need on this team. I like where we're at on defense. I like the fact we're holding ground, guys, and it's a good win today. And it just goes to show you the way Tampa's struggling and the Saints, we play our cards right, we build this team right. We're just probably chasing Atlanta, and Atlanta's not that far ahead. We can rebuild quickly, and we got some good pieces in play. So let's just turn it over and make it competent. I was ready to get rid of Federer and get a new head coach. Still think we definitely need a new head coach, but maybe Federer can stay. But keep pounding, guys. This is an epitome of Panther football today.
Patrick Mahomes is really good in news. Clyde Edwards-Helaire just ran in a touchdown to take 21-13 lead over the San Francisco 49ers. And Christian McCaffrey's debut, not going to call him Chuck came out there firing shots. When it comes to this team, I guess, look, I think he means he brought up a good point about the stability of the team going forward in the next year. We're not a talentless, devoid roster. And one of the things I heard prior to today, because Bozeman started, so I think this messes up this quote, that we had the entire starting offensive line under contract. So you don't have to worry about adding. I mean, you want to add. You're going to add. You're going to add through the draft. But you're not in a position where you have to find an answer and create a new line. Basically, there's some continuity going into next season. So then adding a center, a guy who could be like one of those third-round guys who can turn into one of those premier centers in the league. That's where you get a premier center, is like in the third round, and they're great. You don't draft them in the first round, that's for sure.
CMC
can happen. What's that? What'd he do?
Somebody put it in the chat. CMC was a cancer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, I will say this: it removed the crutch. It removed it because for so long we have been so dependent upon Christian McCaffrey to be the be-all end of our offense. Yeah, because now you're not dependent on one dude. You're not splitting so many reps, or you're not having to force feed him the football. But
you're also celebrating the fact that we just fed DJ again. You know what I'm saying? He had 10 targets today, and the next one was 3 to Terrence Marshall. So you're like, I mean, you can't like say, hey, overfeed one dude was a problem, but now I've been happy we're back to overfeeding DJ.
Because one of them produced more points than the other.
Yeah, and the problem is you could have done both. DJ could have still gotten 12 targets a game, and CMC played as many snaps as he did. I don't know why taking CMC away all of a sudden opened DJ up so much more, but he was always there.
It's kind of a conundrum too that having. Usually, sometimes I've heard people talk about this with number one wide receivers that you go to them too much. And a lot of people would point to Cam's best season in 2015 was the year he didn't have Kelvin Benjamin. And the year before we had Kelvin Benjamin, and the year after I think we had Kelvin Benjamin. And it just like Cam seemed to feel obligated to go to him. The game plan felt obligated to go to him. And some of these guys, some people I've heard that say that running quarter or more mobile quarterbacks thrive with receivers that don't need to be the singular focal point of the game because the game's going to be more fluid because you're running around, you're doing different things. And some people have pointed to Lamar Jackson never having a number one in that case. So it's just kind of crazy having the greatest player sometimes funnels your game plan too much.
I hear you, and I think that there is truth to that. But I think Josh Allen, who is a very mobile quarterback, benefits very heavily from having Stephon Diggs.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah.
But he doesn't overgo. It's not like so. I mean, you always see other people getting involved in that.
In
that passing game.
Yeah,
so that's the key.
He's also kind of a unicorn
on those must-have-it plays where you need a big-time player to make a big-time play. That's when it helps to have a game changer on your offense, a true number one wide receiver. I'm a firm believer that is what DJ Moore is, and that he's going to have the type of career turnaround that, say, a DeAndre Hopkins did. Nobody thought DeAndre was tops until he had a top quarterback throwing him the football. Dude, I'm telling you, continue to build, continue to put talent on this team, and DJ Moore is going to continue to ascend.
You got to wonder, too, if it's got a little bit to do with the quarterback in the situation. Not always. Like maybe some quarterbacks do better with a guy that they have that rapport with. I mean, I think, look, Aaron Rodgers, you guys were just talking about how he looked cooked. And Green Bay lost to the Commanders today. But, when he had, what's his name, Adams, maybe he's just a player that does better when he's got a guy that he knows with. And then some other quarterbacks might thrive in situations where they don't have that. So, I mean, it's just – now, Christian McCaffrey, though, was what if Kyle Shanahan, though, cracks the code? If anybody can crack the code of Christian McCaffrey, it's Kyle Shanahan. And I feel like this is that the other coordinators – we've just never been able to figure out just the perfect Christian, the perfect amount of Christian. It's almost like if you guys cook, when you cook like Asian food, there's one of the ingredients is used is sesame oil, and it's awesome. It does something amazing to the food, but if you put too much in there, you are gonna it could be 2 drops too much. It's perfect until it's not. And almost was Christian McCaffrey felt like that for so many coordinators we've had to this point. The number's 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
Hey, everybody, is you Lincoln? So, one day that I'm moving and that I swore off watching my Panthers get stomped is when they kick a team's ass. What the hell? I didn't even listen to it on the radio or anything. I was just I'm just going to listen to it. Podcast, and look at the replay and cry later after I'm done with my movie. Well, oops. So I want to look at the gameplay, and hopefully NFL Network is streaming it sometime this week so I can watch the actual game. Because, damn, I'm missing this a lot. But look forward to hearing what you guys are talking about on the podcast. I'm watching it live right now. Keep pounding, and what the hell do we have as a team?
This is real interesting. Thank you for the call. The number's 252-228-5098. Real interesting conversation being held right here in the chat right now about Bradley Bozeman and the run game. So it's about few people are talking about how Bradley Bozeman finally gets to start, and we run the ball effectively in this game. And without Christian McCaffrey against a Tampa Bay defense that's been very good against the run this season.
Tony, this is how I know that Matt Rule is a fraud. This is how I know. This is one of the many reasons how I know, but it's definitely one of the main ones. You brought in Bradley Bozeman in free agency to be that big, strong, stout center that he was last year with Baltimore. Baltimore fans did not want to lose Bradley Bozeman. But because of that, to quote Pat Coltrane, that nepotism, they brought in Pat Elflein, and Matt Rule essentially made this man play. Now, they didn't want to mess up the congruency last week, but I think because of Pat Elflein's injury, this is a perfect opportunity, and it was, to show the world that Bradley Bozeman is the best center on our roster. He provides more. He's bigger and stronger. He needs to be the starting center for the Carolina Panthers like he always should have been.
Cover me for a half second. My kid's not going.
Yeah, man. What do you guys think?
I agree with you 100% there, Cody. That, like I said, I was in the camp with you of I believed he was a fraud. I think from the beginning, everybody knows that I believe he was a fraud. But that was one of the biggest questions: is why the hell do you trade for players you don't play? You know, we always had questions of him,
Right.
you know, questioning shortness of arms and not playing players you drafted. And okay, there's an excuse for that. But why the hell do you not play players that you trade for? Like, it makes no sense at all to trade for a player and not play him. And I agree with you 100%. That's the dumbest thing ever,
Right.
man. And it's showing why.
Infuriating. I mean, and I do. If you don't think that those two things are tied together, so by the way, I said 169. In that clip, Wilks said 173. So 173 rushing yards, running back by committee. You had Deontay as your one. You had Chuba as your number two. And look what you were able to do, man. Our offensive line just takes off. This is absolutely the perfect thing. And I think that was a big reason why this W was a big time shot in the arm today. Like, because that running game was able to kick, they had to respect the run, and that allowed us to be more potent and take chances downfield from PJ to DJ.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we saw the field open up a little bit more when you have the running back by committee. The defense, I think, had to spread out more, and that gave the wide receivers a little more space out in the back. They gave the running backs a little bit more to move with. And I hate to say addition by subtraction, as so many people have, but as of right now, we haven't had such a dominant performance as we did today on offense, and it's hard to argue the results. Even with our win against the Saints, it was all defense. There was no real excitement with regard to our offense. Even with the win against the Saints, this is the first time our offense put together a complete team or complete win. And what is the one thing we have been pining over is to have, when our offense plays well, to have our defense play well at the same time. This is the first time in I don't even know how long that I felt like that was something that we saw.
It's incredible. We held the Bucs scoreless, essentially.
Yeah, no touchdowns.
Only 3 times in Tom Brady's history has he been held this low. In his history of playing the game in regular season games.
We haven't talked about this. That big time Mike Evans miss, or the drop at the very start of the game, where it hit Mike Evans in the hands.
I mentioned
it. Didn't that remind you of a couple of years ago, Julio Jones? Matt Ryan threw a beautiful pass to him. It was like damn near in the back of the end zone, and Julio just dropped it and boggled it. Like, to me, it had a lot of those vibes when that happened. You'd love to see it.
I tell you one thing is Julio never catches them touchdowns. Man, and Julio hurt, or like I think has he even played one game this year?
He's barely played any ball. He has played, but
he caught him. I saw,
think.
and I saw him make a great play. The one he got hurt on, he made it. It was a fantastic catch. Still fast as the wind. He's just never available and never catches touchdowns. That's incredible that this team played so well And actually, I won't say every phase of the Shy Smith got to be no more punt return. No, sorry, bringing back too many vibes of Philly Brown back there, of that white Brenton Burson kid back there, just making dumb decisions. When Shy almost jumped on the ball, did you see that? It's like a punt. It like and
he did jump on the ball.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid.
What the hell? Like, you just let it go. If you're not going to catch it, you got to let it go. You don't have to. There's no choice. It wasn't even near you. It wasn't going to touch you by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just it was weird.
I'm a fan of his physical talent.
But
what can I say? He went to school at South Carolina, bro. So he's a little bit behind the curve, if you know what I'm saying. So, hey, man, I guess we'll have to pray for him.
Okay. The number's 252-228-5098. Please, I don't want this show to end that quickly. Like this game, the show's going by too fast. People are too happy here. Get on with us. The couch is the celebratory couch. Get there. Call in 252-228-5098. Smash the thumbs up button. Be a part of the conversation.
What's up, C3 Podcast? This is Big Head of the Panthers. Dan, how y'all doing today? Of course, y'all are doing excellent because I'm doing wonderful. We got a great win. I just want to address the fan base that's still believing this unicorn called tanking. Oh, God. Listen, people, it's never a thing. Players are never going to put what's best for the organization above their particular money. They got attached to incentives and bonuses. Everybody that you saw when these folks was drafted in that room, I'm sure they're paying a few of those bills. So they're trying to get those bonuses. They're trying to get those incentives. They're trying to get their money up. So, yeah, players do not tank. And as far as the coaching situation, do you think this guy is going to just lay down?
No.
And not get a coaching job when he, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's not for the Panthers, if he gets his wins up, somebody's going to hire him. So let's lose that. Another thing is this: if we can be something now, hot damn it, let's be it now. Darn, I mean, we already got 2 first-round draft pick quarterbacks that are busts on our team. These people do not prove out. We got lucky with Cam. And he really never got a ring, you know, and that's not taken away from anything that he has done, but believe me, you know what I'm saying, he's my favorite quarterback. But situation is what it is, that these first-round draft pick quarterbacks do not prove out like that. They just don't. Look at Kyler Murray. Does he seem the happiest right now? So, and get this too. If we be what we're going to be right now, we may be able to entertain a pissed off Kyler or Lamar Jackson at the end of the season. And we still draft a quarterback, but in that case, we're not really depending on that first rounder to just be our savior at that time. You know what I mean? Let's do this smart. You know what I'm saying? Because we wanted to be contenders. We want to talk that junk, right? I'd rather be able to hold my head up high and talk junk to these Saints fans, these Bucs fans, and all the other stuff.
Yep.
They're just waiting for a first-round draft pick to come save me.
Tell them.
Keep pounding. Always.
Pounding.
Peace.
Oh, I felt that one. We ain't looking for no first-round pick to save us. We can save our damn selves. I like that shit. And I don't care what y'all say. I believe in Matt Corral. I'm not going to take those preseason games against him. I'm not taking the fact that he was a third-round quarterback against him. That's our future until something else says different, bro. We got the W. Now we need to pull for more. PJ needs to do his damn thing. Matt Corral needs to get healthy. And, boy, these Panthers can roll, baby. Let's go.
I love the call. I love the points you guys are making. I just disagree with one thing that you're saying, Cody, and that is I actually like your confidence in your evaluation of Matt Corral. I like that. But if you were just being appointed GM of this team, you, Cody Lashney, and you did not pick Matt Corral, you could not go into next season with that being the plan. Him
You have to
starting.
evaluate the talent you have on the roster.
You
If
could
I'm
not. You cannot do in good faith to your organization going forward with top 5 pick. Go into next season saying we think we have the answer on the roster.
But,
There's no way.
How about this though?
Coming off an injury.
Okay, how about this? Do you have
So-
to take a quarterback? What if you're not number one? What if you're not number one and you don't have a chance at C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young? Are you just taking the next best Joe Schmo who you're hoping can turn it around? At that point, maybe you do add more talent and see what you do have in Matt Corral.
What do you do at the quarterback position in 2023 then?
Well, it depends on what kind of year he has, man.
No. I mean, you can't walk into the season with just naming Matt Corral the starter without you haven't coming off an injury. Like, what else are you going to do? You're just going to have him at P. Like, what?
Matt
They
Corral,
can't. You can't
PJ.
go into that season with that being the plan for a new head coach.
I mean,
welcome to the league, bro. Here is a guy that you didn't draft who's coming off of an injury, who has never played in the NFL. Let's see what we got with him.
So what would
Imagine
you do?
what the season would look like. Like you would have to go. You would have to go and get a free agent.
Or
You'd
do
have
you
to-
think that either Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield would be willing to re-sign here for pennies on the dollar?
Do you want one of them to re-sign for pennies on the dollar?
Well, then what would you do? I mean, it's like you can't say these kind of things and then not actually be willing to commit to the plan that would require it to happen.
I mean, maybe, but again,
Like,
yeah.
what kind of
he was hurt.
NFL head coach is going to come in here and say that's the plan? Like,
Well,
you
but how
want me
about
to
this,
do
though?
that?
If PJ Walker plays well the rest of the year,
Oh my god!
maybe it's not such a stretch to say, okay, we got the rookie that we drafted,
That's the
and
stupidest thing I ever heard.
and PJ Walker has made some headway, and he put
Crazy.
us in the position.
This
that
is
he did
sleight of
last
hand,
year.
CK.
Yeah.
Cody is doing sleight of hand right now because that's just not realistic. It's not realistic to even think
Give
that
me
you
a more
could.
realistic answer, Tony. What's a better, more realistic answer? Are you reaching for just whatever quarterback is available, just whoever's there?
I think it's not fair to answer that question right now because it's all situational, right?
Yeah, I would
Not
say
like-
this is I think they're the top 3. Everybody, you guys keep throwing some other names like a top 3. Like the third guy might not be that far from the
Will
first
Levis.
2 guys, right? So I will say that. The other thing is I'm more interested in this is like how you justify next season, how you don't call that a tank, how you could even say Matt Corral has like it's not a good situation for anybody, for the coach, for the quarterback, the plan for that season.
Right.
And if you really do believe in Matt Corral that much, you're going to have to then sign someone to a 1-year deal. That's what I would do. I would sign none of these multi-year deals, none of this shit. So you got 1 year, you're going to be the starter for the first 5 games, and then we're going to put Matt Corral in, or Matt Corral's going to beat you out in camp. But you can't just walk into the season with Matt Corral and PJ Walker. That would be fucking lunacy, dude.
Let's do it. Matt Corral season, baby. Let's go.
All right,
That's what I'm
here.
saying.
Let me see. I'm going to skip up to witness the Walker Wonder. We got some good calls coming in. I also want to tease this for the callers. We've talked so much about Wilks, and I want my panel to think on this. The coaching improvement with Wilks. This defense held Tampa Bay to 3 points today. Al Holcomb calling the defense without J.C. Horn, without Jeremy Chin. Was Phil Snow over? Was he fraud? Was he fraudulent in a way? And maybe that's too harsh, but like, has the defense improved? Addition by subtraction in the coaching aspect there. No 3-3-5 stack if I can remember correctly. Let's go to the next call.
Hey guys, it's John Jenkins again. And first off, this has got to be my favorite episode ever of the C3 post-game show. Anyway,
I know it's like basking.
I
in
just
his
want to
glory.
say I had a simple observation about PJ Walker. I know that I'm a little biased, but I took my kids to go see the Vikings game last year. Bought some binoculars, and I was watching the sideline. I was watching the team chemistry, I guess, between who was hanging around Sam Darnold, who was the starting quarterback at that time, and who P.J. Walker was hanging around. And there were like 5 or 6 guys just like chatting it up with P.J., and Sam was usually by himself or with the QB coach. So there is something about PJ. Like, the guys respond to him. And, I mean, I saw that in the XFL, which is why I've been on his, been leading the charge for quite some time now. But anyway, that's just an observation. I mean, maybe he does bring some sort of intangible to the team that, Sam and even Baker didn't even have. So that's my thought, y'all. Keep pounding, and, of course, witness the Walker Wonder.
Hey, shout out John Jenkins. I'm happy that he's so happy. You know what I mean? This man, look, even when PJ Walker is not a part of the discussion,
he's always in
the
here.
Chat room, witness the Walker Wonder, baby. I love it, man. Shout out to John. I don't know. PJ, dude, it even goes back to that Detroit Lions game that we pitched that shutout, which was very similar, We didn't even let Detroit have a field goal. Tampa got one today, but it's like, dude, PJ in these weird moments just provides a spark that no one else does. In 3 years, not Teddy Bridgewater, not Baker Mayfield, not Sam Darnold has been able to provide as big a spark to the Carolina Panthers playing quarterback as PJ Walker. And that's like undeniable at this point.
Callers, what did you guys think about this defense with Al Holcomb? Was PJ Walker the start? We'd like to hear your thoughts. And I'll tell you, this PJ Walker reminds me of I'm gonna say this name and not a single person, maybe one person in chat who's an old friend, but probably won't even know him. A kid named Travis Bailey. When I grew up with
Travis.
You don't know Travis. He went to high school and middle school with me. You're different to say. And I would say this is, first of all, he's a nice, super nice dude. But he was always a guy that was like never the best on the basketball court. He's never he wasn't the tallest. He was just athletic and always made your team better. Man, obviously I wasn't that dude. I was a guy I was too short, but PJ Walker's that type of player to me. It's like everybody likes him because he's never making your team worse. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like on the playground when you were a kid, like if you had PJ on yours, he was that little kid in soccer that was probably running around dominating. And you're like, dude, it's like every time we add PJ to the equation, things get better. The number's 252-228-5098. They don't get worse. And that's the truth in Carolina. Adding PJ didn't make us worse. That's the way to think about it. Let's go to the next call.
Did Russell Wilson get hurt?
Today felt like a very balanced win. Honestly, today they did the one thing I felt like they should have been doing while McCaffrey was here, and it sucks that it took McCaffrey leaving for them to decide to use running back by committee. Because when you take and you move the ball where you can't just key in on them dumping it off to McCaffrey or you just know the ball is going through McCaffrey. It opens the field for you to be able to do so much other things. Where, DJ was, motioning back and forth across the formation, and you got Foreman breaking out big runs, and then they taking after his big runs, they putting Chuba in right behind him. So you always got a fresh pair of legs. And this defense is just flying around. Today, I seen a version of football where it seems like the team is trying to rally together. And for me, that's good enough. I was at a point, I stay in Washington. I'm from the North Carolina area, from Wilmington, North Carolina. I was in the military, moved to Washington, so I'm right like 45 minutes from Seattle. But I refused to go to a Seahawks game unless the Panthers was coming. So I bought tickets to go to the I think it's week 13 game here in Washington. And I was about ready to sell my tickets because I was like, I don't want to go see this team. But I ain't even gonna lie, what I seen today just, I don't know, made me feel good, made me feel like I'm definitely not selling my tickets. I'll be there. But it just felt like a good family brand of football. And then to watch how the guys are rallying together and the command that Steve Wilks had, I wouldn't mind seeing Steve Wilks as the head coach going, not just I wouldn't mind a Steve Wilks tenure to see how he can build through the command that he has in the locker room. That's all, man. You know, keep pounding. It was a good win. 1 week at a time. Let's go.
Let me ask a
go ahead. Oh, well, I mean, so I was going to say this, Tony. You're saying that I'm crazy if we go into, if we go into next season with PJ Walker and Matt Corral as the starter. But okay, think about it here for a minute. Let's say we win this division. Let's say this is a 2014 year where everyone is just down. We already whooped up on Tampa Bay. We already whooped up on New Orleans. We haven't played Atlanta yet, but I'm not scared of those punks. Like, not at all. So if the Panthers win their division and PJ Walker takes us into the playoffs, well, then you got the quarterback that got you there and a rookie quarterback. What else do you need to do? Like, how many teams even have 3 quarterbacks on the roster?
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
I'm sorry. You cannot look, as I got a couple of this brings up a couple of questions for me. But I'm not going to talk about this PJ Walker. If he makes the playoffs and go in and with him as the starter next year, look, NFL seasons are too precious. That's right. They you know what I'm saying? They look, it's like there's not enough room for error. And you can't go into next season with a legitimate plan of being a guy who we know is not capable of really being a long-term starter or not even a long-term, but a season-long type starter. We know enough about PJ for that. And then the unknown of Matt Corral. It's too much risk for one season for that to be the plan. I'm not saying that you have to give up on Matt Corral. That's not what I'm saying either. But you would have to make there has to be some more safety net in there for that head coach. The other thing is this.
Gardner Minshew?
No, because he started a full season. I would think you would need some sort of a guy capable of starting. Like you would have to have like a Baker Mayfield, somebody like a vet. That's what I'm saying. You would have to have a vet in that situation. You can't legitimately. Walker is not a vet.
If he takes us to the playoffs, that's more than Baker
it's not
ever
enough.
did.
No. It's about
playoffs and one playoff game, not for us.
All right, no. All right, look. So stop just trying to fight this on that point. It's just irresponsible, is what I'm saying, and it's irresponsible to that coach. My next thing, how about this? Imagine if you did hire Steve Wilks, and you did that to him. It didn't work, and you fired him afterwards. The lawsuit would just prove itself again. It would be like equipping Steve Wilks for failure. My last is a real question because I don't want to comment back. Stop, Cody. Stop.
PJ is this guy who gave the game ball to PJ Walker.
Well, because not his guy though. That's the dumbest.
That's his guy.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
He picked him over Sam Darnold.
No.
Hey, tell me this. What does Steve Wilks believe has occurred in his career? What's his lawsuit over?
Not being adequately respected, probably, and put
due to race.
Yeah. Due to race. Okay.
Say it.
Now let's talk about PJ Walker. How he has been obviously outside of last week. He is an undefeated starting quarterback. And when was he ever given a shot outside of that?
See, but look,
no. I'm not saying I agree with the mindset because I think that we've seen plenty enough from PJ Walker to question his ability to play at a high level. But if you're Steve Wilks and you look at that situation and you look at your own, it's hard not to draw parallels to your own circumstances.
That's his guy.
And I can get that, but here's the thing: is I believe Steve Wilks is a good decision maker and a good evaluator of talent. Okay,
Sure.
there is absolutely no way you can look at PJ Walker on his best highlights and the best things he's done if you have a top 5 pick and a chance to get one of these quarterbacks and say that he has more talent than them. Period. Hands down, there's no way you can say it. I don't care about pedigree. I don't care about the experience he has in the NFL. There's absolutely no way. So if he has that option and he chooses not to go that route and ride with PJ, Corral's a different story. But just saying PJ, that's a bad judgment of bad evaluation.
It would be a misuse. There's no way you could do this. That's what I'm trying to say to Cody is like it would be like an egregious error. Even like I couldn't respect anybody who even advocated for that plan.
Right.
Right. It's like
you might have no choice.
It would be
You might have
no. Sorry.
choice,
Sorry.
bro.
Here's the last question I got on the matter, and we're gonna go back to the calls. And maybe think about this one as we take the next call. Let's do that. Think on this question. Can you promote internally without a search committee and not violate the Rooney rule if Steve Wilks is the coach?
Wait, say that again.
I don't know.
So what would happen is this is so think of like last year is the Saints they're moving on for their coach. They know who their guy is, or they hire internally their defensive coordinator, but he's white, right? So we have the Rooney rule in place that you have to interview and you have to have a minority candidate. That's a legitimate opportunity. Yeah. And a lot of times people question if those are even really legitimate or if they are just token. In fact, you could look towards the Giants hiring Daboll and interviewing Flores after, and that's where a lot of this lawsuit comes from. So you can't just promote internally without having a search committee in the NFL. If your promotion is, but Wilks is a minority, so can you just promote him without just say this is our guy and still be in the legal? I think you might even be able to meet that. It might be the only way.
Yeah, I think you still meet that requirement.
That would be interesting.
We're gonna have to do, Greg. I don't know how easy that is to search, but maybe we can look that up. I mean,
let's see what the Rooney. Maybe somebody could pull up the Rooney rule. What is the Rooney rule? What are the specifics of it? But I work at a big institution, and it's by the state, and they have all these. Like they have to have search committees, even if they don't want to. I mean, you have to. I mean, it's like you can't just hire. You can't just appoint people. Like you actually have to have. It's just the rules. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I wonder if you have to host interviews at all.
Well, I've got it pulled up. I'll do that to call.
Let's check the next call out, and then we'll come back to this, just so it doesn't overshadow the caller's sentiments.
Hey, C3, this is Daniel Castro, a.k.a. Flex King, calling out of Greenville, North Carolina.
Oh, man.
Home of the Pirates.
Dude, we live in the same town.
Keep pounding. Great win by the Panthers. I was in the tournament during the game, so I haven't got a chance to fully watch it, but Steve Wilks is coming to town to really make a difference and bring back the Carolina Panthers winning ways. He has done everything that you'd expect in a coach. I think we're doing the right thing by allowing our team to win and to keep pushing the limits of what we know works. It takes a special coach to win in a small market, and they have to know the layout of the financial and economic gains that we have here in America and in Eastern North Carolina. I really want to say thank you guys for all the work you do, and we should probably look for a pretty long-term success next year. I don't think this year we're going to live up to the hype. I think we can probably pull 9 wins out, but you never know what can happen. I really think that we'll ride PJs for as long as we can to get some of those extra wins, but all in all, we'll probably end up switching to Sam long term to allow him to see what he can do behind a better offensive line. Kind of fun though, you get to see the growth and progression of some of these players that we haven't had a chance to really see because they've been stifled behind just a terrible, terrible mantra and ideal system that Matt Rule brought to the Panthers, and I'm just glad to see him gone. One other thing is that DJ Moore and Sam Darnold had the best connection of all our current QBs on the roster. And the fact that we can run behind this line and it's getting better every week, man, that's the groundwork. Our defense is where it's all at, you know, because we can't win the shootout games, but we can win a 24-point game, you know. So that's a recipe for success, controlling the clock and moving forward. I just want to thank you guys for the time again, and keep up the good work. Keep pounding.
There's 10 more weeks in the season. There's 10 more games. I wonder what this Panthers team could do going forward. I tell you, if you play like this today, you're not going to be a top 5 pick because it's too complete of not turning the ball over, running the ball. And look, there's no way you're going to win like this. This was crazy. This game was over at like 3:30.
We were playing a hurt team. Yeah.
No, I mean, like the clock. It was like in high. This is actually what they want every NFL game to be. Like this exact length right here.
Yeah, get in, get out.
2.5 hours. Yeah. It's like, I mean, it was the almost halftime at 2:00.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what in the world? Like if you show, I've turned on the TV 10 minutes late, and you would turn in the 10 minutes late. You missed the first quarter.
Who's our next game?
Atlanta. And don't we have a Thursday night? You better get your rest.
It's not this Thursday. It's not this Atlanta game. It's the next Atlanta game.
Oh, it is?
It's our home. Yeah, it's our home.
This one's at Atlanta. Oh, I have those rules.
Yeah. Let's. All right. So we're going to be hiring a new head coach this next year. Steve Wilks is he is interviewing for the job. David Tepper was asked if he's a legitimate candidate, and he didn't want to overcommit to saying yes, he was. He wanted to really, he's basically acknowledging he has a hard task, but he also said that he would love to see Steve Wilks show that he needs to be in a certain way. Mm-hmm. So the Carolina Panthers are going to have to hire a head coach, and the question is, what are the rules in the NFL about promoting internally? Tell us about this Rooney Rule.
Well, so the Rooney Rule is broken down into 5 parts, and actually the first part is all we need to read because it actually answers the question. And the first part reads, clubs must interview at least 2 diverse candidates from the career development adversary panel list or a diverse candidate not currently employed by the club. So by reading that, I'm assuming that if Wilks is on this panel list, you don't have to interview anybody else outside of it. However, if he is not on this panel list, and you interview Wilks, you also have to interview another diverse candidate.
Who makes this list? Can you, I wonder if you could Google the list.
I don't know. That's a good idea.
Interesting. Yeah, it sounds like they're still going to have I would be guessing that they're going to have to field interviews.
That's fine. Call D'Amico Ryans, give him an interview. But if Steve Wilks does this and turns around this team, like we were all staring down the barrel of a first-round pick. If he continues to put up these kinds of performances, dude, he has to be the number 1 candidate for the job.
Yeah,
I think Tepper should. If I was a Tepper right now with the way my public image was,
right,
and trying to restore things, I would only interview minority candidates for this job. What if you did that? It's like Wilks, Leftwich, Deuce Staley. No, it's not even discriminating. I'll just say these are the only candidates I'm interested in.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the next call.
What's up, C3? This is Stove. I just wanted to put a couple quick pointers out there for you guys. When Steve Wilks took over, I just wanted to see improvement. I didn't care if they win or lose. I just wanted to see them improve. And I think we've seen that in the past couple weeks. Guys, did you see the defense? They look great. I mean, they did a great job with disguising what they were doing. We might be balling for the next few weeks. So, guys, keep pounding, and I'll talk to you later.
Boy, one win will really change the ship. You wanted to say this is don't let one loss really ruin your whole outlook of the season. Well, one win right here will send us to the playoffs. We're over here. Cody's over here talking about starting PJ Walker next season.
I mean,
That's what
giving them I want a legit competition between PJ and Matt.
Gosh, such a silly goose.
Is that a real legit competition though, Cody? Like, if Matt Corral's as good as you say he is that a legit competition?
No, I think Matt's gonna win. I think
So
Matt can be the future.
So you
of
want
the
Wilks to be
Panthers.
here so Matt gets the starting spot regardless, hands down.
Poor guy.
Yeah,
Poor Wilks is gonna get
competition.
Wilks gonna get screwed twice if Cody's the GM.
No, that's
Cody's
why
gonna
it's
come in
perfect
here,
for
give him
me.
Josh Rosen, gonna give him Matt Corral,
Dude,
and then he's gonna
that's why
dang.
it's perfect for me because I get to pull for the Panthers going forward, get some W's. PJ gets to prove himself. Steve Wilks gets to prove himself. And if it takes us out of the top quarterback, consideration, then yeah, I believe in Matt Corral, and I think that puts him a little bit closer to being the legitimate starter for the Carolina Panthers. So, hey, man, I'm honest. I say how I'm feeling about it. I think that would be perfect, man.
All right, next call.
Hey, super win today. I know some people may be a little smidgen upset because right now we don't qualify to get Young or maybe Stroud is going to be gone. But that's good because they suck anyhow. But Hayden Hooker's going to be there for us. And either way, the video where Tepper hands Steve Wilks the ball, the game ball, will bring tears to your eyes. Keep pounding!
Hey, keep pounding. I loved it. No, I'm glad CK brought that to my attention. That was incredible, man. That was awesome. Happy for all those dudes, man. They deserve it.
Heck of a game going down in what is the name of the
Arrowhead?
40,
Candlestick?
Yeah, is it? But it's not
Oh,
Candlestick.
Levi.
Stadium, yeah. Great game going down there. 28-23, San Francisco. Patrick Mahomes still reminding everybody that he is the best. He's the dude. Let's go to the next call. We're getting towards the end here.
Yo, what's good, C3? This is JD864. Hey, I was just calling in what y'all was saying about Corral taking over next season. And I had the thought, like, the best case scenario would be that Wilks and McAdoo and company are able to have success this season, right? In that scenario, let's say the Panthers go 8-9 and they decide to bring Wilks back. And Wilks decides to bring McAdoo back. We all know McAdoo was someone who was high on Corral. So you got the OC who was high on this QB. Now this QB has an opportunity in this system that he's been in for a year, and you can actually run it and see how Matt would look. Like, again, like we saw today, McAdoo can't call a good game. So you pair McAdoo with his guy and Corral, and we all know the talent that Corral possesses. I personally am very excited. Like, I want to see Corral behind this offensive line. Like, the O-line is playing phenomenal. So then you put a QB behind them who can get the ball out. Like, his release is just ridiculous. You put them two things together, and you could have something special. So that's just my opinion on it. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the show. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding. JD knows. Why Big Jordan knows. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Y'all, you're thinking too short term, man. Look at Matt Corral's film. Go watch what this man is capable of at his highest level, dude. I'm telling you. Sometimes you bet on talent long term.
No,
now,
you can't do this. You can't responsibly do this with a guy that's coming off a major injury.
Give me a break.
You can't. That's the thing is like you're acting like this is that he's an pristine talent coming in this moment. No, you're putting an unknown commodity. Not only are you trying to bet on all of this stuff that you were kind of betting on this year, you didn't get the year of development. You didn't get the year of practice. You didn't get the year of any tape or any, you just got 1 year removed from football. one more farther year of him removed from playing football, and a guy you already had concerns about with another injury. It would be irresponsible, and irresponsible is not even the right word. There's got to be a stronger version of the word irresponsible. It's like it's like egregious. It's beyond egregious. Yes, you can't do that. He don't even know.
Look again, but you don't even know. Have you watched 2 games of Ole Miss football? With
No,
Matt
I can
Corral?
tell you this is that you
Right,
can't
so
bet
then
on
you
a guy that's
what I'm
coming off
saying.
an injury like that. That's got so many unknowns. The injury alone, bro.
Why couldn't he at least be a part of a competition for the starting job?
Well, that's
Why
fine.
couldn't he at
But I
least
would
be a part
also
of that?
draft another quarterback, or that's why I said you have to get a vet. You can't just go in with PJ
All
and
we
him.
do is overdraft for vets that aren't worth it. That's all we do. Why do
Cody,
you want to do the same thing over and over?
Crazy.
To Tony's point right there about the injury, you just made the argument a little while ago that Corral was a Heisman candidate or was like in the talks for Heisman before he got injured. Well, he got injured at the end of his senior season during the bowl game, right? Which is the very end of the senior season, or the season he came out. I don't know if the senior season.
Yeah,
and then he gets injured immediately in the NFL. Like, how do we need another injury before we start to say he's injury prone? Like, I mean,
no, don't worry. That he
it's
can't.
a
You won't have
concern.
that conversation. He likes him too much. Him and like his Shy Smith's buttery fingers. No problem.
That's where,
I like his physical ability.
There is one legitimate criticism of Matt Corral, and it's what Greg just said. Right now, he got hurt at the end of his college career, and he got hurt in one preseason game. So I can't tell you that I guarantee.
That's what I'm
that
saying.
he's
You can't
gonna
go
be able
into
to
the
hold
season
up.
like that. That's my whole point, Cody. You can like him. He could be the great, but you can't say, "Oh, we're legitimately gonna hope that PJ Walker and Matt Corral will give us a season that's worth watching." It would be like this. It would be worse than this season.
So what? You're going to get Joe Flacco?
Malpractice. That's the word I'm looking for. Mark Carson. That's it. Malpractice. It would be malpractice.
Oh my God, you guys are.
It would be. It would be.
You're being so dramatic, dude.
I just don't have enough from him yet to see if he's the guy.
I get it, man. And by the way, and just so that way we're 100% clear, and I said this to CK earlier, if we're looking at one of the very top quarterbacks in the draft, it's a non-issue. They're going to draft a quarterback. I'm not denying that. What I am saying is that if the Panthers continue to win, pull themselves out of the quarterback conversation, and PJ Walker starts to look good down the stretch, then hey, I mean, what other free agent options out there are you going to bring in? And maybe you could look that up, Greg. What free agent quarterbacks are going to be available next week? And by the way, God forbid you don't read Gardner Minshew's name on there, because if it is, Tony, that's his dude. That's gonna be the guy that he wants.
Man, that would be a good mentor to Matt Corral. Would be a good mentor.
The list says, let me pull it up. It's got him.
Man, it's gonna be like Josh Dobbs, Mac
Lamar
Jones,
Jackson, Tom Brady, Orlando Brown Jr. Wait, these are just free agents. I'm sorry. Hold on, wait a second. Before it was just quarterbacks. Okay, quarterback: Sam Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater, Mason Rudolph, Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, Case Keenum, Geno Smith, Tyler Huntley.
Oh, they're gonna go get Geno. Geno wouldn't be terrible for a young guy.
Dude, Seattle's not letting let Geno go.
Geno's having an anomaly year. He's having a good year because he's got a good coach. And he's,
so until y'all, okay, I'm advocating for malpractice, whatever. Until y'all come up with a better plan with a better quarterback that gives us a better chance to win than PJ Walker, if he actually does finish out the stretch better than we're thinking he was going to, then it's not outlandish to me. Panther Girl 73 with the $5. All she says is amen to a win.
But do you notice how you're caveating that with if he finishes out well? Like, we're talking about right now. Like, if he finishes out well in like 7 or 8 weeks, then yeah, I'll definitely entertain this conversation. But as of right now, there's absolutely nothing.
Sure.
He's at it like PJ could be the next Jake Delhomme. He could be the next Jake Delhomme. Dude, we might have him right here. Let's go to the next call.
Hi, this is a Charlestonian holding down the fort from Memphis, Tennessee.
been a Panthers fan since the beginning, and I am absolutely shocked we won that game.
Yeah.
Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a pleasant surprise. You got to be crazily shocked if you're the Bucks. Like, I don't know, man, what a tough loss that would be from the other perspective against a 1-5 team in a moment where you're hoping that you can find, you had a good opponent to be beat up against, and you got beat up. Wild. It shows you this is one of the things I've been thinking about sometimes when we do these post-game show in the past couple of weeks is we always focus on our team so much. But you got to think, too, that there's another team on the other side of the football playing for a lot of different things and a lot of different reasons. So when you're if you're a Bucs fan, you're thinking about all your injuries, about how this game factors into your whole season, and you're just thinking about it from the inside. And then on the other side of the football is damn Steve Wilks and the Carolina Panthers are trying to win some damn game. Or they're trying to win. They're trying to find a reason to go to work tomorrow. And sometimes we forget about that. I felt like that when we played the Giants. It was like, I was just thinking about like, oh, this is where we're at. This is how we match up. This is what we can do. And then you're like, this team right there is trying to make a season out of it. And they are. They beat Jacksonville. There was 6-1.
Mm-hmm. Kind of inflated 6-1, but yeah.
Hey, I mean, we caveated. We got some cool. Look at this. This warms my heart here. We got some super chats to hit up. Who we got here?
Oh yeah, we do. From JD, he says, "Did y'all see the locker room video of Wilks getting the ball to Tepper?" We absolutely did, JD. Rewind the stream a little bit, and maybe we'll play it again here in a minute if people.
Yeah,
really
we'll play it again. We want to see it again, and we also got one from. There was another one too.
Did I not get it?
Panther Gal, I believe.
Yeah,
gave a super
right.
chat.
Panther Gal 73. Amen to a win.
Amen to a win.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you for
Panther
the support, guys. You can support the show by just smashing the thumbs up button, be a part of the conversation, jumping in the chat. And remember, we've been growing at such a good rate. Is like I'm getting spoiled, and like I'm like, oh, we didn't get we had so much success last week. You want to duplicate that success. You want to keep growing. You want to build on the success. Just like today, we're celebrating this Panthers win. They want to build on that success. And you can do that by leaving comments, seeing and finding us on social media, and just continuing the conversation. It really helps us grow and continue to build this community. Let's go to the next call.
What's up, C3? Michael Davis here. Want to tell you what a great day to be a Panthers fan. At the game today, I noticed a couple of things. Our team took the field. I'm not saying our stadium was packed up with Panthers fans, blue jerseys.
I noticed that.
There were plenty of Bucs fans there, but when our team took the field, something felt different. You could feel it in the air. They looked light. They looked like the pressure was off, and they were there to do one thing, and that was just to play football.
Thank you.
Mike Evans dropped that first pass from Brady. I turned around to the Bucs fans behind me, and I said, that was y'all's one shot. You're not going to get another one. And I meant it because you could feel it. There was no pressure today. The team had fun. The defense looked great, better than great. And keep in mind, we're really only playing with 2/3 of the defense we actually could be. I can't wait till next week. We're going to run through the South. I'm breaking out my 2014 calendar, and we're going back in time. Keep pounding.
Nice.
I love it, man. I love it. And by the way, I did notice that. I even said we were all watching the game together, some of us, and I even said, man, there seems to be a good crowd today. Like I expected it to be like that San Fran game where it was.
No, the Bucs don't travel, dude. They don't got they don't got a fan base.
Yeah, but I figured it might be Tom Brady's final season. Maybe there's gonna get a lot of people here. I don't know, man. I thought that it was a good crowd. Like I noticed it on TV.
Because it was probably it's only the hardcore Panther fans that are still going. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got rid of like people, the businesses. See, one of the things is that because Charlotte's like in the financial industry, they give away tickets like for companies all the time. Like every company in Charlotte owns PSLs and they just give them to their clients all the time. And that's also one of the reasons that you have that kind of sanitary environment sometimes is like, it's not just fans that are PSL owners, it's businesses that are PSL owners. and you're at the point of the season where they're so bad, people like the clients are like, nah, I'm good. So the people that are there are the ones that are just really there because they love the team through thick and thin, maybe. And the Bucks don't travel well. Their fans don't. It's a long trip, right, for fans from Tampa to Charlotte. How about this? Is where's the game at? So the game's in Atlanta next week.
Yeah,
yeah. Atlanta fans travel pretty well to Charlotte. There'll always be a bunch of it. You know, it's not. So, I wonder. I wonder what the game will be like next week in Atlanta. That'd be a cool game to go to, actually. Yeah,
it'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting one with this type of a game, with that momentum coming in and them having taken the loss that they did against the Bengals. That's a demoralizing loss, 35-17, and they just walked all over that Atlanta defense.
How did Kansas City just go up so quick? It's 37-23.
45-yard touchdown to Juju Smith-Schuster.
And here's another one. Look.
And Jimmy Garoppolo got a safety in the end zone.
You think CMC sitting on the sideline going, damn, I could have got a win today.
No,
is that the one you were I'm behind?
You probably need to get another stream or refresh it.
Yeah, it's 43-23 right now.
No, well, yeah. So I'm at 6:05 on fourth. I'm on Hulu. It says it's live, but I mean I'm behind, obviously. But good God, they just put the whooping on San Francisco. You don't like to hear it. Mahomes.
I tell you what,
and Andy Reid.
I mean, incredible. I know that Christian has got to be happy because he's not the only playmaker on that team. But I tell you what, to go from one shellacking to another shellacking, it can't feel great.
On a team that's way better.
After the team you left just beat and shellacked somebody else.
I know.
Like you left and the team you left won.
The one win that they got, you weren't there for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Kansas City is legit, though.
Dude, Mahomes is insane. You know, he's the only player ever to average 300 yards a game, ever in the NFL history, to average over 300
He's incredible, dude.
Yeah.
He is incredible. He just like, he would be a bigger star if his voice wasn't sounding like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's not going to get the commercials like as much. He's just not, and his brother's weird. He's awesome, though. And it's like, it's just not fair. It's just not fair. The game looks so slow.
The thing with that 45-yard touchdown is, again, it was a 15-yard pass to Juju Smith-Schuster, and he did all the work.
Yeah, but he saw him. I mean, it's wide open, too.
Sure.
Andy Reid is the genius.
Yeah, that's the thing is I give all the credit to Andy Reid. I don't give much credit to – I'll give some credit to Patrick Mahomes, don't get me wrong, but I think if he was to go to a really shitty situation, I think Patrick Mahomes looks a lot less like Patrick Mahomes right now.
Interesting. I know he's got commercials, ICP. Mahomes already got commercials, but they're not like they don't crush.
No.
He's not the most. All right, so like fine. Do you think he's charismatic? I'm saying this is that if he was even more charismatic, he would be the biggest star in the world. Right? I mean, like, think about this. He's had more success than anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what I'm trying to say is that, like, the Kermit the Frog voice is the only thing that holds him back. Only thing. And his brother. His crazy-ass wife, maybe.
Nothing holds him back.
Okay. All right.
He's the man.
My bad. Bad take, then. Bad take.
His Kermit voice is a part of him, man.
Okay. Bad
People
take.
say I sound like a Muppet. I don't give a shit. I don't
have a problem with his voice. What I'm saying is this is like what it's like this. It's the most beautiful. It's like finding the smallest imperfection with the most beautiful woman. Like that's the only thing. It's like, oh, she got long toes. Like that's the only thing you can find on her. Like I'm just saying this is the dude is right when you start to forget that he's the best in the league and you start to say it's Josh Allen, he reminds you.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best right now. He's better than Josh Allen.
What?
That's a good
Patrick
argument.
Mahomes. Who do you think we've been talking about?
I disagree with that.
I would take Josh Allen over Patrick.
I would too.
Okay.
I think they're both very good at what they do. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
I
don't think that's a
really
big
make a
margin.
determination of who's
how about
better
that?
than the other.
The two
Yeah.
best quarterbacks in the NFL.
I think if you reverse both of their roles, they both have the exact same success.
Are you trying to
that
tell me that Josh Allen's voice doesn't go into your rationale some?
I don't think I can remember what Josh Allen
I'm just
sounds like. To be
kidding.
honest
I'm
with you.
just kidding, guys. Guys, it's so literal. All right. Look, the only thing I really want to talk about still, and I feel like everybody's ready to go. I'm not ready to go. I want to just stay here till like 10 o'clock and enjoy this moment.
Let's do it.
You've got until 9. Then I've got a House of the Dragon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon finale tonight. It's a big deal.
That takes precedence. I'll do a backflip.
So glad
number
it's a 1 o'clock
9
game.
episode was not what it was supposed to be.
It's pretty good.
You don't think every episode to do this like the worst show ever made? So I don't want to hear it.
Hey, read the book, Tony. It will open up the show for you. I'm telling you.
I've read
right now. I'm
the
telling you, it
first
makes the
2
show
of the
so much better.
Game of
Read the book.
Thrones.
No, this is not written like
read the Fire and Blood book. I'm telling you, it'll open up the show for you tremendously.
Greg is loving it, man.
I'm loving
I
it.
couldn't be happier.
Well, I'll read that if you read Lord of the Rings.
Okay. I'll just have to wait till my next credit with Audible.
Fine.
I'll get it.
I have no problem. I never had a
love
problem. By the way, Tony, I never had a problem with Tolkien, ever. Like Tolkien's, dude, he's like he is the forefather of modern day fantasy. George says that, but you know.
The only thing I really wanted to talk about was Al Holcomb in this defense.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Well, first, one of the things that was going on in the background was the control that Phil Snow, or the influence that Phil Snow had in the building. There have been reports per source that he was the real mastermind of a lot of the decisions being made. And really the kind of crutch that Matt Rule built his fraudulent, I guess whatever is like look upon. He's the puppet master in the background. But this defense has played well last week in some ways. And today they held Tom Brady without a touchdown. Only 4th time, you said, in his career? He's like something like that. So this doesn't happen very often. The defense played well without some of their stars, and I just wonder what that says about Al Holcomb as a coordinator, and really what it said about Phil Snow and his role in the NFL. So that's just something that was on my mind.
Yo, 10, I'm about it, dog. What's up? Hey, no, dude, look, Rhea reported earlier. And everybody that wanted to make fun of our sources were legit. There was a rift, and it was Matt Rule and Phil Snow on one side, and it was Steve Wilks and Al Holcomb on the other. And we saw what faction between these warring factions reigned supreme. And by the way, I mean, I think everything that happened with our coaching staff is better for the future of our team. I think we're going to continue to run a very tough defense, more NFL defensive schemes. I'm hoping now that we're going to continue to see the younger players. I will continue to scream at the top of my lungs for Brandon Smith, who needs to be out there on the field. And, man, like Steve Wilks and Al Holcomb, they are 100% capable of giving us the results that we want. Is whether or not we're going to continue to believe in them after this season. Too much football left to play, man.
Yeah.
Still a lot. Yep.
For
sure.
Jimmy Garoppolo sacked again, fumble, lost to the Kansas City Chiefs at the 50-yard line. 4 minutes left to go in the game.
Oh, this game's over.
And that's why they traded for Trey Lance, man.
They traded for
that's not Jimmy Garoppolo's fault, dude. If you would have seen that, he just stripped the ball. He was
that's what he's not blaming Jimmy Garoppolo for the sack. He's saying that they drafted Trey Lance so that he can escape that type of pressure.
Right, 100%.
He just couldn't see it.
I'll say that guy.
I think they actually are slated to make the Super Bowl this year. Until
the 49ers,
thought they were.
No,
they were about to get nasty.
Yeah.
They might actually. Their offense might get nasty. It's just like they ran into a tough team today. It's not a good matchup for exploiting CMC away.
Jimmy G has not been good. Like, I know we had the experience with him ourselves, but
I know
they
he
have not.
sucks.
They haven't been good.
They wouldn't be
Like,
better this year though with Trey Lance. Maybe next year or the year after, but this year
Sure.
Trey Lance won't going to come like as if anything.
Well, he came in and he
Jimmy
was sucking as it is.
Yeah,
What makes you think next year he'd come in and be good then?
because
what
he's
was so
going to
bad
like
about this?
get experience and get better.
But
You know
he
what
got
I'm saying?
that
Is
last
that-
year, didn't he?
No, he didn't, barely played last
Yeah, he
year.
barely
Right,
played.
that's what my point. He sat and he played a little bit, and he got a whole year to sit a little bit. And
Yeah,
play,
but I mean, you got to have a whole year as a start. I feel like you got to get.
Patrick Mahomes didn't. He came in and sat 1 year.
For Trey Lance, to be honest with you.
Trey Lance.
No, I'm saying this is I just don't think he would give them a better chance this year. I think Jimmy G is the whole point is that he's going to get you. It's about this year and it's not about the future. Trey Lance is about the future, not
I
about
think Jimmy
this year.
G is taking a step back. Like when you see how he looked.
Well, they
against
didn't even let him practice.
Look at what happened last week against Atlanta.
But he's never been some world beater.
Right, he's
That's
not
the
a world
point.
beater. He's a
He
good
is,
quarterback.
he is a
Sure.
limited. He's a good quarterback, but he's very limited in the amount of things that he can do. Now, Trey Lance is very raw and does not have a lot of playing time, but he does have a lot more physical gifts and arm talent and all those things. So,
Trey Lance is a 1-4 start next season away from being a bust.
Yeah, but I
I'm
mean,
just
so
saying,
he's
he's a 1-4 start next season.
So there's a lot of other quarterbacks. Again,
Oh, I know.
it comes with reps, and whether he gets them or not, who knows? But.
So
Well,
is Matt Corral.
if he comes out as a bust, it is a cautionary tale to people who think that you should go after people with high upside. Because guess who else had a high upside? Mitch Trubisky. Guess who has a high upside? Trey Lance. They were coming in here as ready NFL players, right? They were coming in here as projects. I'm tired of fucking projects. Like that's my thought.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something to be said. I don't know. I mean, there's so much unknown. I think too, we just become prisoners of the moment so much. You could say that we're being like that today. A one win, and all of a sudden Cody's like, let's roll with PJ Walker and Matt Corral and Steve Wilks and see how we're gonna show you this lawsuit's fake.
Let them keep proving it.
The other is like the most recent being Josh Allen being that guy. They actually had two of those guys, Carson Wentz and him, were both that small school, didn't see enough of them, high upside guys.
More mobile than you expect.
Yeah, and so that just kind of like tells you like, oh wow, that could happen, and you start to think that happens more often than it does, or more frequently than it does.
I want to adjust because there's I want to adjust something here. It says Cam had high upside. I never said Cam didn't have high upside. I'm not saying I don't want to draft people who have a high ceiling. I just don't want to draft people who have a high ceiling that are currently at the floor.
Yeah,
right?
unknown commodities.
Right.
Cam also Newton won a national championship, won a Heisman, won at every single level, and was
one of the most incredible college careers
season
you could ever ask for. Like, this is a completely different argument.
Right. He's a premier talent already.
Sure.
Not like a guy that you think you found a polished diamond in the rough. Or maybe you found a diamond in the rough that you can polish. It's not like a Josh Allen. It's not wearing the same. Cam Newton had been the best ever since he walked onto the football field as a 5-year-old. He's the premier. He's the top. Exactly. He's a 5-star of 5 stars. If they had a 6-star, they'd give it to Cam.
Yeah.
Is that he was, if anything, it was just the kind of debate at that point. The only unknown, and Cam arguably is the reason that it no longer is as big of a deal, is that you're just like, hey, being not a pure pocket passer a detriment in this league? And it's not. So you just go, this is like, he's the one that broke that. The only criticism with Cam is that he was too diverse in his abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And you just want some guy that's going to sit there in the pocket. It's like he even broke that narrative.
Right.
So,
Well, it's the having a true pocket quarterback is not a necessity in the NFL, but if you're not going to have a true pocket quarterback, you can't go with a classic scheme for it. You have to set up your team around that. Players like Jackson and I'll even say Kyler Murray are successful because of the way the team's set up around them. We continually tried to set up Cam Newton with a pocket passer team, but never gave him that ability. You know what I mean? Like we never gave Cam Newton a chance. Like if we'd have built the team around Cam Newton for his best abilities, he would have been amazing. I mean, he was amazing, but he'd been even more amazing. We never did that though. We tried to get him to conform to a different style of play that was best for him.
Well, and like also imagine if we had given him a legitimate number 1 wide receiver. Like to say that, man, he just didn't need it, so it was best not to have it. No, like imagine if this dude did have a Stephon Diggs, if Cam was in his prime and he had a prime DJ Moore. You know what I'm saying? Like that, we might be talking about this thing very, very differently.
They took Garoppolo out.
Yeah, Garoppolo and Mahomes were both out.
Man, they just it's over. They gave up. I guess
Christian McCaffrey didn't look bad, but I
what
think
was his final stat line?
9 for like 37 and like 1 for 13 or something like that.
But who's at the top of that division? I feel like that division is also still wide open.
I think the Rams. Yeah. No, you're talking about the NFC West. NFC West. Yeah.
NFC.
I think the Rams are.
I think the Rams.
I think it's probably them and Seattle. Seattle.
Yeah, we're tied, I believe. Yeah, 3-3 apiece.
All right. We got 2 last. I mean, unless you guys got anything else, I think we're just kind of like wrapping the show up. We've done some calls. I think this has just been more of a celebratory game rather than an X and O look at things that happened. We didn't even mention Tommy Tremble hardly at all. This was just actually, I think, a relief post-game show than it was actually the stripping down each component of the game. The callers were celebrating. We were celebrating. It's nice to not just be miserable in the moment, but to live in the moment. Cody Lashney's even ready to make the playoffs this year, start PJ Walker, let Matt Corral come in and be the next Patrick Mahomes next year, and elevate Steve Wilks to head coach just like that. One win will do that for you guys. We want you to be part of the show. The number's 252-228-5098. We'll be here on Tuesday night. We'll play your calls in the that you leave on the hotline or on the voicemail. We'll play those on Tuesday night. We got some fun stuff coming up this week. Also, the Madden simulation proved true, so go and be sure to check out that on Saturday nights, the Friday free-for-all. Wednesday, I think we got a beat check going with Josh Klein from the Roaring Riot, so we can ask about that draft pick report and how that could possibly be. We want you guys to let us know what you want to talk about on Tuesday night by jumping on Twitter, leaving us comments wherever you're at. We got Discord going, all those things. The final thing to do is let's do the towel of shame first.
Then let's do that.
Towel of shame is the wet towel that we give to the player that we want to call out, the player that we think made the mistakes, whatever. It's just kind of like our post-game ice up in a way. And the towel of shame, I'm taking the mic first, goes to Shitty Shy Smith. Shitty Shy Smith gets the towel of shame because first Cody, was ready to put this dude in Canton just a month ago. Put this guy in Canton, shitting all over my boy, Damiere Byrd. Well, guess what? Chirp, chirp, Damiere Byrd flew by and dropped shit all over Shitty Shy Smith and his ridiculous decisions in the punt game, the return game. This is actually more, the towel of shame goes to Cody, I would say, for overhyping Shy Smith like crazy, dude, and not giving baby Damiere Byrd the respect he deserves. Towel of shame. Shitty Shy, Cody Lashney.
That's all right. Shy's going to have his redemption arc. Just give it some time, okay? That's all it needs. But my towel of shame goes to Fat Mule. Rat Mule.
Fraud Mule.
Matt Drool.
Matt Fool.
Dude, whatever. I can't be bothered.
Matt not cool.
He's a fool, and don't I know it?
Look, Seeing the talent that we've had on this team underachieve, and then how well these guys came out and played today, to me is the ultimate indictment on Matt Rule and how he was never good at his job. He was always a snake oil salesman, and he was always leading us down the wrong path. Who knows how many winning seasons we potentially could have had if we had better management and a better head coach that wasn't Matt Rule. So I hope to never say your name ever again to Fat Fool Ice Up or a towel of shame.
There you go.
Yeah.
That too.
Who's next?
I'll go. My towel of shame is going to go to the San Francisco 49ers. They I know that sounds weird. It's not a part of this game, but
it's open.
They gave us 4 picks for Christian McCaffrey to go to their team, and he played a pretty heavy role in their game today, and they lost unbelievably bad. And they gave up 4 draft picks for Christian McCaffrey. He's a valuable player, and a lot of people were upset about him not getting a one. But to the 49ers, I have to say, after this first week of our success and their failure, ice up, son, or towel of shame.
Okay, mine will. I'll go kind of in Cody's light. I'll go with Phil Snow. For the same reasons. This defense looked like it was playing alive today. It looked like there was a winning culture in this locker room. Things seem to have been changed, and I'm glad he's gone. So to Phil Snow, I'll throw the towel of shame for what you've done, holding back players, in this defense, or at least putting them in the wrong positions. And if we can do one from another team, I gotta go with Tom Brady.
Oh, I was just gonna say the same thing. Thank you for saying that.
You could be chilling at home in your mansion on a yacht
good.
right now with Giselle. Instead,
skinny ass Giselle.
Instead, you're doing this. So to you, man, you need to hang it up, brother. I'm sorry. You're my fantasy quarterback this year, but not this week. I am dropping you this week.
I know. I started him on my fantasy team. Yeah. I thought, man. But guess what? Shout out to Tom Brady for covering on PrizePicks. I hit.
Yes, he covered for me too. I won the first time.
I will just say this real quick is about my PrizePicks is I got the my easy one I got, which was the free space because they gave the free square on Tuesday with Steph Curry, and I went Tom Brady because I wanted just an easy win. Right now so Flex Friday, guys, and we are not even getting paid right now to do this read. We just like I like PrizePicks.
Yeah.
On Fridays, they send an email every now and then, or I think, and this week sometimes there's different rules for it. This week, between 3 and 6, if you put in a 5-picker, instead of getting 10 times your money, you got 15 times your money, and that's on the flex. That's not on the power play.
Ooh.
Right? So 5 picks, I put $10 in, would have paid out $150. I put 3 on baseball, and I don't watch baseball a lot. I got 2 out of 3 on the baseball ones. I had more than 1.5 hits in the first inning between the two. But here, right now, if Nick Chubb got 91 yards more than I got 2 of I'm 3 out of 4 right now with a 5th to go tomorrow night. Najee Harris, if he gets 13 carries tomorrow, I turn my 10 into 20 with almost a shot of getting that 10 to 150 on the Flex Friday pick. Boy, and Cody Lashney may have actually won one. Did you win one, Cody?
Greg did.
Oh yeah, I won on my no, I didn't win on my ticket, no, or whatever.
You still didn't win?
Dude, I picked Aaron Rodgers.
Oh.
On Friday's show?
Yeah.
I was up there. I just remember that DJ one.
I won my first one today. They send you this congratulations picture whenever you win your first one, so I saved it as a screenshot. I might make it the background for my phone.
There you go.
Yeah. I won one today.
I love this is when we first got sponsored by PrizePicks and we told Greg about it. He went and put money up there, used our code, which was cool. So he's supporting our show internally. And the next day, he's like, "This PrizePicks shit is awesome." He was sending this message. He's like, "Oh, I think I go." And then now we're what, 2 months, a month and a half later. He's like, "I just won my first one."
Yep. Oh, trust me, I know. Look, I do way better at I don't know why. I cover way more football than I do basketball, but I do way better at betting on basketball than I do football.
Daily fantasy sports with PrizePicks. C3 is the promo code. Get you 100% deposit. Player of the game now. Oh, I forgot. I was going to say we were just tallying them up. The dab on them. We go. Our player of the game is called the dab on them pick. It's our homage to Cam Newton, our favorite quarterback, and a guy that is the total trendsetter of the world. Is no matter what is this. You might not like Cam, but he knew how to start a conversation. It's like Donald Trump does the same crap, but like, dude, he made the dab a worldwide phenomenon beyond just an Atlanta thing. The dab on him is Cam may popularize that. I fully believe that he put that into pop culture.
Oh, no doubt. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to dab on him.
I just like doing it, man. Dab on them folks. Dab on them folks. And that dab on them folks. They like seeing it. Tell me what to do. Dab on them folks.
Believable. The Seattle Seahawks are up 37-16 against the Chargers, and my stream is behind y'all's. They might even be up more because they are knocking on the doorstep, I think. No, they're on defense. Okay. The Chargers are knocking on the doorstep. 37-16 crush. Boy, that's got to be the Chargers. Maybe. Oh, he just threw a pick. Justin Herbert just threw a pick in the end zone. Wow. Is there who's the biggest disappointment in the NFL? There's only one other team other than the Chargers right now, I think.
They've fallen from a lot of grace, say that.
Oh, yeah, the Bucks. Well, then I make it 2 teams.
The Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
3 teams.
Hey, we're going through
I was going to say Denver.
Yeah, we're going through a regime change right now in the NFL. Like the days of like, there was a time where it was Manning, Brady,
right,
Rodgers, and who's the fourth guy? Breeze. Those 4 guys were the creme de la creme, the top. We are coming on the tail end of that.
Oh yeah, now we're in the Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow era.
Yeah,
and Justin
Brady and Rodgers' time is over.
Not yet. Not at this point. He's got to win some before I'm starting to believe in him just yet.
Sure, I can understand that.
We could say Jalen Hurts' era right now. That's what I say. All right, dab on him picks. Mine goes to Frankie Louvu. Frankie Louvu just makes plays, bro. He just makes plays. I feel he's just involved. He's always in the frame. He's always in the frame. Whether he's in the play or he's not making the play, he's in the picture. He's never missing in action. Frankie Louvu, you get my dab on him pick.
I'm gonna go with Brian Burns. I've somewhat shitted on him a little bit this year, and not really because I don't want to shit on him, but I've always said he's the king of close, and he is really, really stepping his game up the last few games. I've noticed him big time, and he had a big game today. Brian Burns.
You're muted, Cody.
Cool. I wasn't even talking yet, but
okay.
No, my pick for dab on them is none other than PJ the Walker Wonder, baby.
Witness the Walker Wonder.
He still got big things to do left for the Carolina Panthers, man. And yeah, look, right now I'm feeling good about what we can do. I like his aggressiveness. I like his arm. Steve Wilks agreed with me and gave him the game ball. Dude, PJ the Walker Wonder, he's doing big time things, man. So shout out PJ.
Yeah, shout out to PJ. All those are great, and I wanna say that there's so many players I think that could be on this list. Tommy Tremble, DJ Moore, Derrick Brown, as a few people have said. Xavier Woods, even though he dropped that interception there at the end. There's a lot of people to be able to put on this list, but I've got to agree with David Tepper here. The way that these boys fought back, the way that they had energy, and the way that clearly in the locker room these guys are fighting for Steve Wilks. When Matt Rule got the game ball after the Saints game, it didn't feel the same way that it feels when Steve Wilks got that game ball. And I would like to echo that sentiment and give the dab on him to Steve Wilks.
Perfect.
Good one.
Honorable mentions: Deontay Foreman, Bradley Bozeman,
DJ Moore.
Yeah, we had a great game all around
DJ
today.
Moore.
You know,
Yeah.
Tommy Trimble, bro.
A lot of players played great today on National Tight End Day, wasn't it? Tight End Day.
Yeah, it is. And dude, how could you not feel good for DJ, man? Like, he has been the most underserviced player on our team this year. And dude, we know what he's capable of. And for him to have a game like this today, to show the awareness to get both of his feet down in bounds, like, this dude's big time, man.
To not yell at his
Big
wide receiver coach for not getting the ball.
Yeah, not pouting,
I'll tell you this.
crying, throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah, PJ Walker in the Madden sim doesn't know how to run. Like, he'll scramble, but he just jogs. So in Madden, PJ Walker is now PJ walking, and so we saw him actually not even scramble in this game. That's how clean he was all day. So it's almost even worth it to say that offensive line deserves a dab on him pick, because they have been way better. Like, I don't know, man. It feels good to have an offensive line, and it just hurts that we didn't have a great start to this season, because we felt like that was our missing piece. But Steve Wilks, I think, for me, just epitomizes what we wanted from a head coach, as far as keep pounding and knowing the history of this team and getting these guys to fight all the way to the end. It was a fucking incredible day.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good day.
Awesome.
Good day for the C3 Panthers podcast. Good day for the Carolina Panther fans out there. Almost a great day for me in all things. ECU won, PrizePicks are hitting, Panthers are hitting, and in my fantasy football league, that's like the one for the radio station. I'm on, like, it's the Keeper League. It's a tough league, 12-team Keeper League.
Mm-hmm.
You always got to hit a home run with a back-end pick to set up the future. I did this with Alvin Kamara, drafted him in the 13th round one year, kept him for 5 years, got me a championship 4 or 5 years later. I may have hit my guy with this Kenneth Walker III, Seattle running back today, 23 rushes, 168 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Seattle smoked the Chargers, dude, and that's the type of guy, man. It's gonna be like a 6th or 7th round pick keeper, man. That maybe will be a first rounder next year in value, just like Cody believes Matt Corral will be for the Carolina Panthers. Guys, I'm sad. I'm sad. That feels like the show ended too quickly for me, but hey, the fans got stuff to do. They had a good time. It was nice. It's nice to not be crying the whole time. On Tuesday night, we'll be back talking about the ramifications of this win, what we can turn this into, how do we parlay it into momentum going forward against the Atlanta Falcons. Are we in the division race? Technically, we are, and a win next week could make us the damn leader of the division. Ended Tom Brady's career today in so many ways, but we did not end the career of the C3 Panthers podcast. We'll be back here Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Boy, we take this mess serious. Cody Lashney, thanks for joining me.
Hey, man, absolutely. You know, there's no where I'd rather be after a Panther football game than sitting here hanging with my boys. You can find all my written work on drafttech.com, where I write first-round picks for the Carolina Panthers. This Friday, this is your opportunity to be a part of the C3 Panther podcast. Every Friday at 7 p.m., we do the Friday free-for-all, where you can come in, just like we're doing now, and give your honest take and assessment on the Carolina Panthers, where your voice can be heard. And peep us this Tuesday at 9 p.m. for our flagship C3 Panthers podcast. Tony Dunn, I'm feeling good.
CK, how can they get after you?
You can get me at Codizzle Allen on most social media platforms, but mainly here on C3. And we'll be here, as he mentioned, every Tuesday night, Friday nights, but I also do the Madden simulation every Saturday evening at 9:30. Last night, they called the Panthers winning this, and that is with no adjustments. We're not, like, mainly Madden has told us that we lose in these games, and today or last night, they chose the Panthers to win this game in that simulation. surprisingly, and it came to fruition. Not something any of us would have thought. So come join us next Saturday at 9:30 p.m. as we do the Atlanta Falcons Madden simulation and see what they think about that game.
Yeah, weirdly prophetic, huh, CK?
Weirdly
the fact
prophetic.
that it predicts us when we lose, and it's painful, but then it predicts us to get the W. Hey, look, if y'all want to start
Almost
making
like
bets,
it's planned.
if y'all want to start making bets, y'all better tune into the damn Madden sim. We're showing y'all the future over here.
100%.
Greg, Bat Daddy, Stat Daddy, my fellow lover of the A Song of Ice and Fire universe.
Yes.
Dude, I'm so happy that you're into it. We have a great finale tonight. Tell them where they can find you, man, and where I can sometimes be found talking House of the Dragon.
Yeah, man, you can check me out on the GCS podcast, the Geeks Chasing Squirrels Across the Multiverse. Check it on YouTube. We go live every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am the Bat Daddy 52. We're going to be talking about the House of the Dragon finale. I just posted the short for the Black Adam review. So if you've seen Black Adam, it's full spoiler. So watch the movie before you check it out. But and we're talking about all kinds of crazy stuff: Black Adam, Andor, House of the Dragon, Rings of Power. The Boys. Arcane, everything that comes out that's fun to watch, we're talking about. So come check us out.
All right. Well, let's get out of here, guys.
C3 Panther Nation, until next time, you already know what we do. Keep pound.
Keep